FSJ and Spellbinders as we celebrate the launch of our newest collection, Easy Breezy Spring. Live from the Journey Station in Phoenix, Arizona, please welcome Kim Kesty and Nicole Westervelt.
Hello, hello, welcome. We were just laughing because Roy was just saying, this music makes me happy. And I'm like, yes.
We love it.
Welcome to our live viewers, and welcome if you happen to also be watching on replay later on. We always have that option.
We do.
I am Kim Kesty, creative director here at Fun Steppers Journey and Spellbinders, and we are so happy to be here, and I am with
Nicole Westervelt. Also very excited to be introducing a brand new collection again today.
Oh my gosh, so exciting.
Yeah.
This launch really, I feel like we already have some stuff set up here. It's going to go by so fast, but we have so many things, exciting things to show you. Our brand new launch is called Easy Breezy Spring, and it definitely is about all things spring.
It is. Very colorful, very fresh, very fun. I love it.
Oh, and there you see the cover of our darling little mini catalog. So this is a mini release, but it is jam-packed full of amazing things. And this catalog is available right now for viewing online. Mm-hmm. So if you visit our website, all you have to do is click the little catalogs tab, and you will definitely find that.
Actually, it's not where it is.
It's not where it is? She's tricking me.
It's in the printables. It's in the printables.
Oh, because you can print the catalog.
You can print it. It's like so great because you print it and you collate it, and then you just have a little booklet. It's awesome.
Oh, like folds in half, just like the normal size.
Just like a normal book.
Got it.
Printables. Go to the website. Down at the bottom, printables. You'll be all set.
Yay!
So, yeah. Sorry, Kim. We didn't practice that.
That's okay. As long as I can see the catalog, that's all I care about. And in fact, most of their product is also right now already live on the website.
So
people might already be getting sneak peeks, which is okay.
Watching and shopping. That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
So we're going to be here all afternoon, and we have some guests coming in. That's going to be so fun, and we're definitely not here alone. So maybe we can say hi to the mastermind back there.
Ooh, the mastermind.
Who is it?
That would be Roy.
Yay!
And if you guys
Hello,
know
ladies.
Roy, there he is, the mastermind, the great and powerful Oz.
He makes the magic happen.
He really does. He's
got some really fun magic today happening, by the way.
I think he's going to be having some fun. Anyway.
I'm not telling.
You'll see it soon enough.
Yay.
So let's give you guys a quick overview for those especially that are new to one of our events.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of information first about the day. So we're bringing the slide right up. Oh, well, there's Lynn.
Oh, she's going to be taking care of our commenting today. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
We're going to talk about that in just a second. But a little bit more about the show is you will have lifetime access to the show. So if there's something that you love to see and you want to go back, rewind, whatever, it will be out there forever on this very same link. Also, as we talked about, we're going to be introducing some bundles and specials throughout the show. They're also out there live right now. If you want to go shop ahead, that's fine. Those will be available through Tuesday night, April 30th. So Tuesday night, they will be there through Tuesday, but I encourage you to get your orders in early.
And those are like the special values.
Yes. And there's some pretty smoking deals you're going to see on the bundles. And then there's some other things that we're going to demo with that'll also be on sale, so check that out. And then giveaways. Hello, we love giveaways.
Woo-hoo!
So we're going to be giving away some things throughout the show. We're going to want your participation, and so you'll participate there. But we'll also have some giveaways for those that are watching later or for those that want to participate after the show as well. So a lot of fun things coming. Now, let's go to Miss Lynn again. There she is, sitting in her little spot.
Hi,
there she
Lynn.
is. Hello. We're so glad to have Lynn here in the studio with us. Always brings a lot of fun. So Lynn is there to answer your questions and comments, and there might be some giveaways involved.
Right. She is keeper of all comments and all things online.
She is. So
let's
show them.
Your go-to person.
She is. Let's show them how to engage with Lynn.
Oh, yes. We love comments.
Yeah. So if you're on the YouTube page, there should be a little comment box up there in the upper right. And that's where you'll see Lynn typing away. So if you have questions, like I said, if you love something, if you said, wait, what did Kim do there?
Maybe I went too fast.
Maybe you went too fast. Maybe you want to participate in a giveaway later. That's where you're going to be. So if you're not seeing that, it means you need to log in. So use your Google account to log in. So make sure you can
be technical.
Do that. I know. I don't understand how to do that, but I'm just going to tell you to do it, and then maybe you can do it. So
our viewers are smarter than we are.
They sure are. I'm so not technically savvy, but that's what we have Roy and Lynn for. So.
Yay.
So I see some gorgeousness here on the table.
I know, I'm
excited.
excited.
I'm gonna get out of the way and let this one do her magic. So We'll see you guys later.
So it definitely is create time. We're going to jump right in because there's nothing like just the magic of seeing the actual products brought to life. even though you might have already seen a little sneak peek online, here's where you're going to really see it kind of all happen right before your eyes. And again, comment, ask questions. If there's something pressing, Lynn will definitely pop in and ask me, what's going on or whatever. So again, we love our commenting. So the Easy Breezy line really has a whole range of fun products that are all spring related. The first product I want to share with you though is one of my favorites actually. I kind of start off with a bang, and that is called the Touch the Sky set. And it is just so fun. It's all hand illustrated, of course, by one of our illustrators. And we've got the fun kites and the rainbow, which I love, and the bright sunshine, which of course it is very sunny here in Phoenix today. It is, I think, almost going to hit 100 degrees, if not 100 degrees today. So we are definitely having sunshine here. We'll be checking the weather later on. That'll be fun. But this set is really fun. So I've got some of my stamps already on my fun little blocks. I've got my rainbow and my cloud and my kite. And I kind of want to share a really quick, easy way for you to bring this set to life, which really doesn't have a lot of coloring or anything, but I think it's kind of a maybe unique way to bring it to life. So I'm going to bring a few of my little strips of paper in here. So I've got, I guess what I would call rainbow colors, primary colors. I've got our chambray shirt, lemon drop, and rich coral right here. And I'm going to grab my clear pigment ink. Now those of you who watch our Tri-Day Fridays, it's actually kind of funny because today is Friday, and it is our normal time to do Tri-Day Friday today, but we're here live for 2 whole hours with you instead of a short Tri-Day Friday segment. So I actually thought of that earlier. I thought, I wonder if anyone's tuning in expecting our normal Tri-Day Friday, and it's like, surprise, we have a much longer, much more involved show. So if you are tuning in, welcome, by the way. But if you have watched my Tri-Day Friday, you do know that I'm pretty much in love with pigment ink. I mean, there's just so many fun things you can do with it. And this is going to be one that's a little bit different. So I think I'm going to start with my rainbow. I'm stamping clear pigment on my rich coral. How fun is that, right? I was inking up my cloud, but I don't need my cloud quite yet. And then I'm going to stamp my kite, which I have my darling little kite here, 2 times. One is going to be on my lemon drop. And of course you can't see that because it is clear, but I will show you in just a minute how it's going to really come to life. That one shows up a little bit more, but so the fun thing that I'm going to do now is a little bit different than just doing our normal white pigment. So this is our white embossing powder, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some of our really, really gorgeous sparkle dust with my embossing powder. So I've got this extra little dish. I'm just going to put, I'm guessing about a teaspoon of each. I might have to mix more a little bit later, but I think this will be good to start with. And I'm mixing a little bit less of the sparkle dust. So I'm probably putting 2 to 1. 2 times the embossing powder to 1 part sparkle dust. Are you mathematicians jotting this down now? You don't have to, but the idea is just to mix some of that lovely sparkly goodness in with your powder. So now I'm going to pour it on my yellow kite, and you probably will be able to see it a little bit better now. Kind of shake it around. Okay, so now you can see where the stamped image is. I'll kind of tip it so you can see. And you also can see that it's got some of that really pretty sparkle. Isn't that fun? Okay, I'm going to do the rainbow too just for fun. I do have these already heat embossed, so I won't do that live right now because it's a little bit noisy. I could do it, I'm sure you wouldn't mind, but I have some pieces I've already heated up. But just for fun. I know I'm going to have glitter everywhere. I love it. Okay, so there's our little sparkly rainbow. See how the embossing powder is sticky enough, and so is the pigment ink, that it holds that sparkle right in there. So let me set this aside and bring in the pieces that I've already heated. So I think you will love them. I just love how they stay so sparkly. And you'll see why I've got 2 of the little kites too, because I'm going to layer them up. But check it out. I know Ray's awesome at coming in with close-ups here. So I'm like, can you see the sparkle? I'm trying to catch the sparkle in the light. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, there we go. There's some fun sparkly. I think you can see it on the kites even a little bit better because it's got this nice solid part right here. Isn't that fun? So it's a really fun way to get a little extra mileage out of your embossing powder. Just add some of our sparkle dust to it. And the sparkle dust is so fine that it's able to just marry up with that embossing powder. And when the 2 mix together, just a little bit of magic happens. Okay, so to finish off my kite, all I'm going to do is trim away the little tail. So this is why I did 2 kites. Just kind of a little fun way to add a little more dimension to your project. And then I can grab a foam square, cover up the top part of my blue, and then just layer this little guy right on top. So now I have a fun little yellow kite with a blue tail, and I've got my fun little rainbow going on here. Now let me show you how I did the background of my card. There's so many options I could have done now. I could have done, you know, some stamping with the clouds or anything else, but I wanted this card, because of those primary colors, to be super fun and graphic. So what I did is I went ahead and pulled several of our shades of blue cardstock, and I just punched a whole bunch of 1-inch squares. So I'm just going to kind of build my own background. Kind of show you where we're going with this. And these colored squares don't have to be in any particular order. Actually, I'm going to go in a little bit farther. Kind of want to just build a little fun background of squares here. If you really wanted to get tricky, you could do several shades of blue and just go ahead and do like an ombre finish. Start with maybe our pool play and work our way down. For this particular one, I just kind of mixed and matched. So again, I would come in and just pop them all up. Add some more and more squares and more squares. And I've got more squares trickling around here. So continue on. So you want to have 12 squares on your background. And all popped up. And you can see that it's going to create, if I sat and popped them all up, which I won't do because we can, through the magic of television, skip that part. But it's just going to give you this really fresh, clean backdrop. And then I'm going to bring in one of my favorite dies. And this is not a brand new die, but I absolutely love it. This is the My Sunshine die, and I thought, what could be more perfect with the stamp set than bringing in one of our older original dies called My Sunshine. So I went ahead and cut it out of Lemon Drop and Summer Days. And this is what I'm going to use to put my little sentiment on. I think that'll be so fun. So let me grab that out. It, of course, says Hello Sunshine. I think it sets a fun tone for our afternoon together. And I'll just stamp that in black licorice. So all of our stamps are deeply etched red rubber. Those of you who are not as familiar with the Fun Stamper's Journey stamps, they're all made in the US, absolutely gorgeous. And they stamp just beautifully. And they are indexed, of course, on the other side. I'm going to end up putting this at a little bit of an angle. Look how darling. Such a cute little font too, right? Hello Sunshine, I love it. I'll just adhere this together real quick. And then by layering these guys with my rainbow and my kites and all kinds of fun things, I did have one fun accent I'm going to add. And that is also a product that we've had around for a little while called the Party Pop buttons. But look how darling, you guys. There's so many fun rainbow ones, and this little rainbow guy, and this is even kind of a cloudy rainbow. And then this guy's kind of like the little, almost looks like little pixels of color. I absolutely love these buttons. I thought they were a perfect match for this collection. I love when older products mix with newer ones. I've also popped out a couple of little clouds from our cloud die. I popped up on there. But I think we should have a big reveal, don't you? Let's do it. Like I said, I have so many fun things to show you. I can hardly wait. Okay, so here is the finished card. And you can see how super fun and adorable that is. Again, all the squares in the background are popped up with foam tape, so you've got that awesome dimension. And then we did add a few of our little Party Burst buttons, or dots. These are in really fun colors for this collection too. The red, white, cool pool, turquoise. And then look at the little button. Such a cute little accent right there. I just love it. So, again, you can never go wrong with primary colors. Follow your color wheel. Have fun with that. You will just love it. Okay, awesome. So, card number 2 has using the same stamp set, has a really bit different look for the background. So I can't wait to share that with you. I'm going to bring in a clear block and some of our lovely blue liquid color. Now, those of you who have never stamped with liquid color, I think you're going to really enjoy this. Grab my cloud stamp that I had earlier. Let me just wipe it off super quick. Should have had these guys out earlier. I was using pigment ink, and I don't need pigment ink on that, Kim, right now. Okay, so then I'm just going to grab a plain piece of our whipped cream cardstock, and I'm going to get one more little item ready. let's see, Mister. I'm like, I know it was here. Every time we set up for one of these shows, we're always panicked that we're going to forget something. And somehow or another, it's always here. It just sometimes takes just a second to find it. But that is what I need. The mister just had a little bit of water to my block. And I don't even need a ton. I just need a little spritz. So I'm just going to spritz it a tiny bit. Trying not to get all over my paper. And then I'm going to drop some lovely blue liquid color. Now you can use any non-porous surface, but I like using our clear blocks. They really clean up well and they're super easy to use. Now the idea for stamping this background is I'm just going to kind of go crazy with this cloud stamp. Some of the stamps are going to be lighter, some are going to be darker, and that's exactly the look I want. So I'll just kind of come in, and I can actually stamp fairly quickly. Sometimes I'll stamp twice. See how you get a lighter effect. I definitely like to stamp some off the page. That keeps a lot of movement in my card. So again, that's exactly what you want. You want some full images, some softer images. Kind of go off the edge there. And layer those clouds up. You know, when you look at a cloudy sky, there's hardly ever one that's all by its lonesome, right? So you just want to layer up, have fun. And again, the liquid color gives a different look than your typical ink pad. Now, I could have used a normal pool play ink pad. For example, I have this. I'm going to be using this later. But I think somehow the liquid color just makes it so much dreamier and so much softer. Just gives me a really fun look for my background. So I'm going to let that dry for a second while I show you the stamping portion of this guy. Now I'm going to bring in my rainbow stamp again. And this time I'm going to stamp several times in different rainbow colors. Definitely you could stamp this and just go ahead and color it in, you know, with our colored pencils or our color, either our color burst or our color splash pencils. But I thought I wanted a really crisp look for this guy. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to stamp it in a few different colors and do a little paper piecing. I thought that would be fun. My lemon drop. And again, I have some of this already pre-done for you, so you won't have to watch me fussy cut the entire rainbow out. But what I did is I started with my red rainbow, and then I went ahead and I'm just going to quickly show you how I did one stripe, so you get the idea. Be tidy, Kim. Cover up your ink pads. You always have to do that. So I want the second stripe to be yellow, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut away the top rainbow. Are they called stripes? I think they're called stripes. Somebody leave a comment. Tell me what the rainbow individual colors are supposed to be called. They're not bows, are they? I don't think so. Okay, so I'll bring my red guy back in. So what I did is essentially trim away the yellow, just the yellow strip for my second little area of my rainbow. And then I'm just going to come in with a little bit of craft glue. I'll actually trim the bottoms, although I could do that all at the one time. But just come in with a little bit of our Journey craft glue is excellent for paper-to-paper applications. And it also is perfect for getting in these little tiny spaces right here. You don't need a ton. And it's awesome because it dries really fast. So we'll just go ahead and lay that over. And see, I've got my perfect little yellow stripe for my rainbow. So, as you can see, I also stamped in some Beach Breeze and some Limeade, and there's my original red one. And so again, I would cut out those two stripes too and add them on, and you get something perfectly adorable that looks like this. Isn't that fun? It just looks so crisp and clean, and I don't think that's a look you could get just by coloring it with a colored pencil. So I love that it's just got that really fun, crisp look. Okay, so I thought, you know what, I'm on a roll of paper piecing, so I might as well do my little sun also. By the way, I did use the matching die once that was all done to cut out the little rainbows. So a bunch of pieces in this set have matching dies. That makes it so easy. So for my sun, I'm going to go ahead and cut fairly close around my little center of my sunshine here. By the way, this is stamped in citrus, and I'm going to put it on my lemon drop sun there. Dink-a-dink-a-dink-a-dink. And then again, glue that little guy in the middle. Now the sun does not have a matching die. I think that we had considered it, but we started worrying about how it might be difficult to line up the die because of all those, you know, sun rays. So that one's going to be a little fussy cutting if you want to fussy cut it out, which is what I did for this finished card. But you can see that my background's pretty much dry. I would fussy cut this guy out, add some little rainbow action. One of the other kites, which I absolutely love from that set. Isn't that one darling? And of course some more clouds, because you can never have too many clouds. You have to have clouds to make rainbows, right? And then we also stamped that same little Hello Sunshine sentiment on one of our clouds. And this time I embellished the card with these two little, I was saying earlier, almost look like little cloudy rainbows. Aren't they cute little buttons? They look like they're little swirls. All right, so let me show you the finished project. I think you guys have got it. We went ahead and put just a little tiny rich coral mat on here. And check it out. Isn't that just adorable? So besides the two fun little buttons, I did add a few of our little blue sky sequins too, which again are the perfect match for this set. So do you guys love the background? I think that's totally something you're going to want to try. I just love it. So fun. So I have finished two projects, but I definitely have more to share with you. But since we are kind of talking about weather-related things and having fun things, happen, we know that there's been all kinds of weather happening all winter long. So I thought, you know what? I think that we should have our own FSJ weather station. So I asked Miss Lynn to help me out, and I think that we're going to go check out what Miss Lynn is doing in the weather station.
Hey, thanks, Kim. Hey, everyone. Yes, it's Lynn, your FSJ weather girl for the day, and I'm excited to bring you the weather throughout the day. And oh my goodness, haven't we been having some amazing weird weather lately? Oh my goodness, but today we have some amazingly beautiful spring weather here in Phoenix, Arizona. And what's happening in the Midwest? What's happening? You guys have been having some crazy weather as well. In fact, you've been having some snowstorms and all kinds of weird things going on there. And what about in the back east? Oh my goodness, you guys, have you dug yourselves out yet? It's crazy back there. Well, speaking of weather, we had one of our viewers send in a clip of their weather, and oh my goodness, that looks pretty darn cold if you ask me. In fact, if that was me, don't you wish that were you in your craft room and that's your view? If that were me, I'd be crafting up a storm if that was my view. And well, I have to tell you, this gives me an idea. I think it's time for a giveaway. What do you think, Kim? Can we give away something fun, like maybe something cold and wintry and a fun little set? Do you have something we can give away, Kim?
Well, I do, because part of the fun of the show is doing giveaways. Now, this particular giveaway is the very first one for the day, and typically we reserve this one for anyone who bought one of our project kits. So if you were one of the purchasers who went in over the past month or so and bought the project kit for this particular launch, we put your name in a fun little hat, and then we sort it all around, and Nicole picked a winner, and we're super excited. But let me show you the prize first before we reveal who won. So again, the project kits were awesome, and we actually sold out of them, you guys. I'm so happy about that, and I'm so pleased that so many of you wanted that project kit to craft with. But yes, Miss Lynn, I do have a really fun wintry prize pack for you. So not only have our Winter Wonderland stencil, which is going to be so fun for scrapbooking any of those pictures that probably a lot of you just took recently. And then, of course, we have our Snowman Days. He is so cute, one of our really best sellers. And he has a matching die, which is super, super fun. And then this, oh my gosh, I have cut this out of so many different papers and mirror papers and silver papers and gold papers, and I just love it. The Snow Blooms die set is fantastic. And more sparkly things. I showed you the sparkle dust earlier, but this is our sparkle cuts, which is super fun and chunky. And this is our like sparkle confetti. Is that what it's called? Yep, confetti sparkle. So fun. So super fun wintry prize, and I do have the name right here, so I don't know who it is. I'm going to do the reveal right now with you guys. And it is Margaret Fortunato. Margaret, congratulations. You have won our Snowy prize. Now again, this is the prize that we drew from all of our project kit purchasers. But our next prize that we're going to have, which I'm sure will come up fairly quickly, will be for all of our live audience participants. So be ready for that. Be logged into your computer, and we'll give you more information on that in just a moment. So here's my fun little prize. Thank you, Nicole. I'm my handy assistant there. Okay, so super fun. Let's get back to rainbows, though. Is it really still snowing in places? I think it might be. I have a lot of relatives in Minnesota, and I'm telling you, they had a cold Easter, so I don't know. Hopefully it's warming up this week. Okay, so I didn't mean to show my card right away, which I will show that rather quickly, but this is kind of another fun emboss technique that I'm still using the Touch the Sky stamp set. And what I did is I went ahead and embossed the back of this, which hopefully, oh yeah, I can sort of catch a little glimpse for you there. I've embossed a whole bunch of those clouds. So that's why I was grabbing that embossing clear pigment ink earlier. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab Pool Play ink. I was telling you that this is a really fun, easy way to bring the stamp set to life. I've got it on one of our large daubers. And look how fun. It's so easy and so gorgeous right away. So even if you're a beginning stamper and you don't feel like, oh, I don't know how to do all this ink blending all the time, this would really be a fun one that you could have a blast with, and it gives you like instant gratification. At least that's what I think. By the way, we had a viewer named Annette Higa. Annette, I think that's how you say her last name, Higa. I know Annette, and she was kind enough to leave in the comments that the parts of the rainbow are called the bands. That totally makes sense. I have to admit, I don't think I knew that before, but it totally makes sense. It's the bands of color in the rainbow. Look at this guy. Is that just not pretty? Now you could go and you can continue on as much of the ink or as little as the ink as you want. I think I'll go a little bit further around here. But isn't that easy? Just tapping into the ink pad and just brushing it on. I always kind of keep a circular motion going. And it's absolutely stunning. Okay, so now when I come to these embossed pieces, which I did the same thing. Again, a little bit hard to see till I add the ink. But I did the same thing with our kite and our sun and our rainbow. So you might be able to catch a glimpse of that, but you definitely will when I start adding some color. Let's do the sun first. So I'm grabbing lemon drop ink, and I'm just coming in and just going right over the embossing all the way around. And look how pretty, how that sun just really pops out now. Love it. Okay, I think my kite should be pink, so I'm going to add a little bit of watermelon to my kite. And again, this is a brand new dauber, so I'm going to kind of daub it on here and make sure it's not like too crazy strong or something. I'm going to use my die to cut this little guy out, so obviously it doesn't matter if I don't keep within the lines. Oh, isn't that fun? So fun to talk about easy. Okay. Oh, actually I think I'll switch to red. Let's see, what color, what do I want to start with my rainbow? I think it is red. I do have to tease Roy because every time I do a rainbow project now and I tell everybody, you know, the rainbow colors, Roy, G, Biv, you know, red, orange, yellow, I always have to say, Roy, doesn't that remind you of yourself? Do you ever get teased about rainbow?
Roy G. Plisco.
Right. Oh, yeah, and his middle name is G, too. I love that. That's so funny. So he did tell me, I think, that he never really got teased about that, but it's never too late, right? I can tease him now. That's what I think.
And so it begins.
So it's what?
I said, and so it begins.
And so it begins, exactly. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, so I'm going to try to do the top of my rainbow. Now, the rainbow's a little more complicated because it is a little tighter, but I'm just going to come in kind of with the edge of my dauber, right? And I'm just going to try to get that very first stripe red. And of course, when I come with my next one, it'll kind of blend in too. I know it looks crazy out here, but no, don't worry. That's the part I'm going to cut off. So basically, you kind of just be gentle and kind of use the edge of your dauber, and that's just bringing in some cute little red there. And I'll come back with my lemon drop. And again, just using the edge of your little sponge. You could probably use a different tool, like maybe grab a Q-tip. I don't know if any of you that have bought your project kits have already looked at the make and take video. Everyone who bought a kit got free access to the make and take video. And I did show some coloring that I did with some Q-tips. So that is always an option. Let's do a little bit of green next. I'm kind of walking you through this whole rainbow because, like I said, it is a little bit harder, but I think it's fun how the colors kind of blend on the rainbow too. I think it's so cool. And again, I can't wait to see what you do with this stamp set, whether you bring pencil color or liquid color. That would be gorgeous. And just kind of make it come to life. So isn't it fun how even if some of the yellow and green kind of mix, I love that look. I think it's super fun. And the last one is going to be Cool Pool. I hope I don't like flip these lids too fast. Do you guys see that? It's like, wait, what color did you use, Kim? This one's Cool Pool. And this one's really great to kind of mix with the green a little bit and just give you that really awesome rainbow look. That's what we're going for. All right, so super fun. You can see that once we die cut out, you're gonna have this just really fun rainbow look, and of course your kite and your sun and your gorgeous embossed background. And let me go ahead and show you the finished card, which I briefly teased earlier, so now you get to see it in real life. So here it is. We just added a couple of our little sweet candy drops to it. And the sentiment is really sweet. It's heat embossed on vellum, so it gives that really nice, light, airy look. I didn't want to heat emboss that right on stage with you right now, but so cute, right? And easy. It looks like it's really a complicated card, like maybe you spent super much tons of time on it, but it really was quite easy, quite dramatic. Love it, love it. Okay. So there's one more little stamp set that I want to debut right now, and it's so cute. It's one of our little ATSs, and those are what we call our artist trading stamps, and they're just a smaller size format. In fact, I'll put this side by side with our larger stamp, and you can see that it's just a cute little small size, quite affordable to collect these little guys, and a lot of our customers collect them or they create cards with them, which are called, by the way, artist trading cards, and these stamps are perfectly sized for that. So you can trade with people, make cards, have a swap, do whatever. But you can see that it's just a nice, cute little size stamp compared to our full-size stamp sets. So this little guy is called Rainy Day, and isn't he adorable? And I love the sentiment. It says, let us smile, be your umbrella on a rainy day. So this guy looks like he had a little problem with his umbrella, didn't he? Oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm going to ink him up just so you can see how absolutely gorgeous he is when he's stamped up. Miss Lynn, when you're back there commenting, I feel like this little pup is going to need a name. Sometimes we have a little kind of ask our viewers for comments on what we should name this little guy. Because he is so cute. He has such a sweet little face that I'm positive he's going to need a name. Now, we are going to have to tease Nicole when she comes back, because Nicole has always kind of said, you know, I'm not really a dog person, but guess what? Nicole has a dog right now. Can you believe it? So when she comes back, we'll have to ask her about her dog and what her dog's name is. I won't do the reveal right now. I'll let her be the owner of that. Okay, so this little guy, I thought it would be fun just to use our regular color burst pencils and just kind of color him in. And of course, I won't spend all the time to color him in all the way, but just kind of give you a little idea. Now, he would be super fun to do watercolor too, or any of our coloring mediums. He would be super cute to emboss too, kind of like the last card. So when we come in with our colored pencils, we like to just come in with just a real soft circular motion. I always start really light with my colors, and then I can come back and add in more shading. So I might come with a little bit darker brown and kind of come in, you know, on the edge where his cute little rain jacket is giving him a little shadow. Absolutely adorable. And again, come in, you can use all your fun shades of brown and just really go to town with him. And then I think I'm going to move my pencils because I'm totally feeling like he's going to need a little yellow jacket. Don't you guys agree? Like a little rain slicker. I do have him colored already, which I'm going to show you in a second. But the Color Burst pencils really have such an ease of use because they're so creamy and they blend together so well that even if you don't feel like you're a coloring expert, it's not going to take you long to just really get comfortable with these guys and really enjoy coloring. I guess it's like the whole coloring trend, right? I do kind of laugh when I hear it called adult coloring. Kind of get a giggle out of that. Okay, I have this little guy wrapped up, but here is my finished one. And he has such a cute little red umbrella. I love him. So this does not have a matching die, so we just went ahead and fussy cut, just using our fun little detail shears. And I kind of did the same cloud background for this one. Except this time I added some of our sparkle silk. I think I might add just a little bit more to this guy. So same technique that I used in this card earlier. Remember this guy a few minutes ago? Only this time I've added some of our sparkle silk to kind of look like little raindrops. I love that. So our sparkle silk is in these little bottles, which yes, totally looks like nail polish, I know. And then you take it out and it does have the tip that almost looks like that. And then you just do a little tapping motion. And that releases what I guess we call it flicking. It flicks some of the silk product on your background. And then it just gives that really pretty little sparkly. See, it kind of looks like raindrops. Totally, don't you think so? Okay. So then we cut it out with one of our circle dies and put that fun little sentiment I was talking about. And then our circle die is the circle around die set, which I didn't grab right here to show you. But it does have a great piercing element, which is separate from the die. So you can either die cut, or you can die cut and pierce, or you can only pierce. So I love that. And this is just kind of a little stitched look right here. So to create this card base, talk about easy, we just went ahead and folded a strip of cardstock. Kind of left this be the whole card base. And then we used our corner rounder, which I'm going to show you a little bit later, to round all the corners. So now we can just kind of pop this guy up here. Add our sweet little guy. Miss Lynn, are we getting any names? She totally can't hear me, I don't think, all the way over there, but we'll have to get their report. So add this little guy with his rainbow and a few little sequins, and let me show you the finished project. And here he is. Isn't that so fun? Oh my gosh, she's already given me a list of names. I love it. Okay, let's zoom in on that a little bit more, Ryan. We'll let that sit for just a second while I read some of our names. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to have to give me some votes. We've got some name ideas. Let's see, there's Skittles, Stormy. Stormy is actually really cute. Perky Jerky. That's funny. Rainy, Moppet, Roy G. Biv. Oh, Roy. Someone wants to name our puppy Roy. That's
adorable.
So cute. Then we've got Rags, Perky, Winston. You guys are prolific. Scruffy. Oh, he does look kind of scruffy, doesn't he? Windy, Scotty, Sparky, Scooter, Badger, Puddles, Rasputin. Oh, that one's fancy. Sassy, and Boots. And I'm sure you guys have more coming. So if you love any of those names, maybe chime in and say, okay, 2 votes for this. There's no winner. There's no winner for voting, by the way, but you can definitely chime in and tell them. Okay, so let me show you a couple more cards we did with this little rainy guy and with one more stamp set, and then I'm going to show you a bundle. Do you guys want a bundle? They're like, yeah, we want a bundle. So check out this card. So much fun. We used our little garden fence die, and then there, of course, is our darling little Poochie Pooch, and this time he is colored in gray, so look how cute and different. Looks adorable. So again, our cloud dies really made that one come to life. And one more stamp set that I'm not really going to use a ton in the show today, but a lot of you got this in your project kit, and this one is called Cute Boots, and it is so darling. So talk about a rainy day, right? There's our little girl with her umbrella and this little umbrella guy. And check out this card that we created. So fun. So her umbrella is colored in, and it's got some of the really fun journey glaze. Can you see the glossy? Oh yeah, there we go. So a little bit similar to how we colored the little girl in our project kit, but this time she's got a blue umbrella and a little bit different card base. Love the little gingham background, so cute. And then one more I'm dying to share. I know I have so much to share. So this is a card that I kind of teased last Friday when I was on Try-Day Friday. This time I just used this umbrella image. And sometimes all you need is one single stamp from the entire set, and then you have this really fun card. And this I used our watercolor pencils and just created all those fun umbrellas. And then this darling stamp set is also one of our new ones, which I will also be showing you a little bit later in the show. So fun. Okay, so bundle. I think we should have some bundle action, right? We've got our very first bundle of the day. And yes, of course, it includes the really fun stamp set and die set that I just showed you. So let's take a look. Bundle number 1 is called Touch the Sky Bundle. So we've got the fun Touch the Sky stamp set with a matching die, those rainbow buttons, the party pop buttons I just told you about, and the little heart stickers. I guess I haven't really showed you those on a project yet. I will do that later. So those are included, and also that little ATS. He's so cute. The regular retail price is $60.75, but the show price, which is good starting right now and through Tuesday night, is only $51.80. Isn't that fun? I love it. Okay, we have got all these fun things to show you, and there's a ton more coming. But a lot of you, I have to say, were asking if we were going to see little Miss Reagan in our show today. Reagan is Nicole's daughter, and typically she has been here to have a little cameo appearance. But we had a fun idea this time. We thought, you know what? It might be fun to have Reagan in her own personal environment, and that is in her own home. So we did a little pre-recording with Nicole and Reagan, and I think you're really going to like it. Let's check out what those two are up to.
Hi everyone, Nicole here, coming to you from our kitchen, where we are going to have some fun today. I have a very special guest with me. Who do I have with me? Reagan. And Reagan, how old are you these days?
7.
You just had a birthday, huh?
On April 2nd.
On April 2nd, that's right. Well, we are here today to do some very fun baking and some crafting. Those are like two of our favorite things, aren't they?
Yeah, well, mine's baking. Wait, no, mine's cooking and baking
And doing crafts, right?
Art.
And arts, yes. So we're going to do all of that today.
Yeah.
So who are we doing this for? Do you remember?
The firemen. Last year we did the policemen, but this year we're doing the firemen.
That's right. Actually, we were doing some random acts of kindness for her karate class, and we went to deliver to the firemen, and they had just gone out on a call. So we gave it to the police instead, and now we're making good on the firemen. So let's get started.
Yeah.
So we're going to be making some chocolate chip cookies, right? Well, I'm going to have you run the mixer since you are very good at the mixer. So first things first, we already have a full stick of butter in there. So go ahead and add in your brown sugar. Just pour it in the side. Here, I'll lift that up for you. And then we're going to do what's called creaming the brown sugar and the thing. We're going to get it up really fast. Yep. And while that's going, why don't you go ahead and crack an egg and put the shell over here. And then we'll throw in your egg and get that mixer going. And then let's take all the dry ingredients. I've already added them, flour and all that stuff. You mix that up really good. And while you do that, I'm going to do one of our special ingredients.
Yay, chocolate.
Chocolate.
Hershey's.
So of course this will have chocolate chips, but what we do
Are
is
they going in here?
it's going to go in there, yeah. So we're going to grate this chocolate bar
Oh my gosh.
so that we get all those delicious little chocolate bits into
That's
our
going to
dough.
be...
So good, right? Yep. So you like chocolate chip cookies, don't you? It is so hot here in Arizona right now that this is melting in my hands. Isn't that crazy? So whatever parts don't shred up, I'm just going to break into little chunks and we'll throw them in the dough. Some lucky person will get these big chunks. So let's go ahead and throw
I'm
that
going to
in.
be the lucky person.
Oh, you think so?
Kidding.
You think so, huh?
Well, the police officer.
Yep.
Are you going to pour it in now?
Not quite yet, because we have to add another thing. We're going to add this in. Okay. Mix all that up. And
This is weak.
the other secret weapon to this, we have already ground up a bunch of oats. So that's the other thing.
They look like chocolate chip, like
Little baby
chocolate
chips.
chips.
Right?
And they also no, it looks like ice cream.
We're going to add a little bit of vanilla too, okay? So I'm going to throw that in.
I'll
do that. Okay.
Weird. Nothing of water came in here yet.
Okay. So we'll mix that up. Okay, so we're going to add in all of your delicious dry ingredients.
Oh, I gotta get the chunk.
Okay, we're good. Should we add this in?
Okay, I want to pour it in.
Okay, so we're going to take scoops at a time. And we're going
Are we
to
adding it in here?
We're going to add it in here. So we're going to put it in right here. I'm going to start the mixer and have you add it in little by little. Okay? Make sure you get it all in. Don't miss. Don't miss, little miss. Get it all in. Good job.
Good job.
Yep, let's do another one.
Get out, Reagan! I don't know why I called it Reagan.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Oh, it smells so good. Oh no, it just smells like nothing. Why did I just say that?
I don't know why you're smelling it, but it's okay. Chocolate chips. Oh yeah.
It looks like I'm pouring.
Yummy. The mixer's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think we got it. Let's see here what we got.
What are we doing with the...
Well, what do we do next? Do you remember?
Cook them.
Bake them. That's right. And now we have to roll them
What do we
into
do with
a
this?
ball. Well, put it in the sink. I
Yeah.
think we have more chocolate chips than normal.
Wait, one more.
That's okay. Yes,
Can I
I'll...
do this for a second?
Mhm.
Gotta crunch that up.
Yep, crunch that one up. Good
So
job.
nobody, if they get a cookie,
They'll be okay.
they won't be like, what
Let's
happened?
incorporate all of this stuff.
Mama, are we gonna test them out?
What do you think? I think we should. It's really our civic duty, isn't it, to try them?
Yeah, if we don't test them, they're just going to be like, if it was bad, they'd be like, I don't want
Like,
this.
ugh, these cookies. All right, so we've got a cookie sheet already here, and we've already sprayed it, so we're ready to roll them into a ball.
Oh, yay! This is my favorite part.
All right, well, let's do it. All right, so let's get that last cookie in this batch. So we're gonna go ahead and throw them in the oven and have them bake while we get ready for our crafting segment, which is coming up next. So we'll see you right back here in a few minutes.
Oh, that was so fun. That was so cute. I love where Reagan's like, do we get to taste test them? I'm kind of thinking I want to taste test those cookies. Those look good. So we'll check back later with Nicole and Reagan and see what they do with those cookies. But in the meantime, we've got another demo for you. I'm going to do the first part by myself, and then I'm going to be bringing a special guest in for the second part of my demo. But this set is one that we've actually had a lot of comments online already. And this is a double stamp set, so something we very rarely do here at Fun Stamper's Journey. But this one was so cute and so adorable, and we just couldn't narrow it down to a single set. So this is a double set, and it's called Spring in Paris. So we've got 13 stamps on this one and 9 stamps on this one. And yes, you can add them up and you will know that there is a lot of fun stamps in there, 22 to be exact. So we're going to be building just all kinds of fun scenes with this. For this first project, I'm going to show you kind of a unique way to do the background, which I thought was pretty classic in Paris. My daughter and I, along with my mother, went to Paris quite a few years ago now, but I've never forgotten the beauty of the city and just how many amazing cute flower shops there were there. So what I've got is I've got a bubblegum piece of cardstock and I've got some rustic rose ink. But check out what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of our dauber pads, and this is going to be to create the background, and I'm going to trim it down. So what I want to do is I want to trim this little dauber pad so it looks like a little brick. Does this seem like a fun idea, you guys? Now our dauber pads do have the little Velcro backing on them, and that's how they stick to our dauber handles. So you can kind of trim away, and wouldn't it be fun to do actually different shapes? Anything you could think of that you could cut out of this small little pad, you could create that shape. So here I've got our little brick, and I'm going to, of course, still stick it. It'll still stick like normal on our dauber pad, just now it's just a little bit different shape. So it almost becomes a little, I guess, sponge. It's not really a stencil because it's not a stencil, but I think that's the look it's going to give us. So I'm going to go ahead and ink it up with some of our rustic rose. So you can see that it's picking up the ink there. Now to create this background, it does take a little bit of patience, but it's really fun, and I think you'll love the look when it comes out. So sometimes I kind of like to bend over and get into, watch a little bit closer where I'm stamping. I want to leave a little gap there. And I think what's fun about these bricks too is that you are going to have some darker, some lighter. So I've got my bricks, and of course I want to continue to go right off the page. And now this will be the tricky part, getting them to tile, right? So I want to try to get them to line up so they look like a little brick pattern. Isn't that fun? So we do know that this ink dries a little bit lighter once it dries all the way. I'm going to get my brick all the way over here. So again, I would continue on with the pattern and taking your time and getting the spacing. Then you're going to get all your little bricks built up all the way down your background. And you can see in my finished one, it actually looks like I was dabbing them a little bit lighter. This card was done a little while ago. So you can even stamp one off and then come back and add your brick, and then it'll be a little bit lighter. But again, some darker, some lighter, and that's really how the kind of the aged or antique bricks look like around Paris and around a lot of the older areas of, you know, places that have historic areas. Now Arizona is not one that has very old buildings, certainly not compared to Paris, but once in a while we have some pretty cool architecture in Phoenix too, but you know, maybe not as stunning as Paris. Okay, so now I'm just going to have a fun little gray card base. I'll kind of set that aside right now. Now what is super fun about the stamp set is, again, the ability to just do all your little building. So I've got a few different things already pre-stamped. I've got our little window that says Le Fleur. And then how fun it is to stamp some of the little flower buckets. And because we are going to trim this window out, it doesn't matter if we go on the outside of the window, right? Does that make sense? So in order to get the flowers in my window, that's just a fun way to do it and not worry about masking or fussy cutting or anything like that. And then I also cut some of these little elements and one of our little awnings. Now there is 2 options for awnings. There's the straight one that I used for this card, and then there's the darling little domed one, which I use on a project a little bit later. I will show you. But coming in with these guys again, just colored pencils. You can use any kind of coloring medium. Again, I won't take all the time to color all of them, but I do want to show you just a couple of the little flowers. I love these little roses because I love to come in with the 2 tones of pink. It's actually a pink and one of our darker pinks, which almost goes into a red. I'll tell you these pencil colors just for fun. This particular one I started with is pencil 5, and then look at this lovely pinky red. This is number 3. I love to come in just with a few of the roses and make them a little bit darker. It's just so much more realistic. Because flowers are nature, you know, they're not all the same. They're not all perfect. Although most roses are pretty perfect, I have to say. Again, when we visited Paris, there was so many of the flower shops. It's one of those things you see, you know, maybe in the movies or something, and you're like, is that really real? And sure enough, it is. Oop, went outside the line a little bit. So again, continue coloring on. I could spend hours coloring this little set. It's so much fun. Just gather all your little elements and look at the little kitty. He's so adorable. And what actually makes this stamp set come to life is adding one of our clear view sheets to the window. So this is one product that we've had for a little while, and we love using it for shaker cards and shaker boxes, but it is a really nice high quality acetate. And I guess it's kind of hard to find out there in the crafting world. Somebody was saying that, you know, it's not the easiest thing to find. So I would go ahead, and I could use my trimmer, but I would go ahead and just basically cut a square that's going to fit my window. It's like, okay, Kim, get it so you can cut it. Again, it is really a heavy duty plastic. It's not like what I would say is a lightweight one. It's a great quality acetate. And then it's just such a fun and easy way to add that really fun gleam to your window. Isn't that awesome? Love it. So I went ahead and have this window colored right here. So you can see that adding the acetate to the front really adds such a cool accent. Okay, so I've got this, and then I would trim my little window out, and I would definitely pop that guy up. And then I would have all my little flowers. So in order to not have to fussy cut this way, I kind of skipped a step here. So the color in this window and then fussy cutting out your original one that you colored, you would just cut away here. So again, we don't want to have to do masking or anything like this. So this is kind of a little cheat way to add dimension to your window. And then you go ahead and cut it and then pop it right on top. So it's like paper piecing. So then you add this guy, and then you would add the plastic window on top. And some people ask, how do you adhere this, Kim? So what I did is I add glue to the very top of this, and then the glue, which does show a little bit when you add it to this. You could use our mini stapler also, but then the little awning is going to cover that. Does that make sense? Love it. And I mounted this guy on a white card base. Oh, that must be my stamping one. Here's my mat. And then you can add all your other little cutie pieces around here, which I already have colored. We've got our little cafe table, and our darling little croissant, and our little kitty, and our chair, and oh my gosh, it's coming to life already. Do you guys want to see the finished product? I know you do, so let me scooch this guy aside and bring in our finished card. How cute. So I told you about this little stamp set that we used on one of our projects earlier, and this brand new one is also an ATS size, and it's called Letterboard Minis. And this one's going to be really a keeper. This is one you're going to want to use on so many different projects. And we just use the darling little happy birthday for the sentiment here. And if I do kind of angle this, you can see that glossy window. Isn't that fun? So again, it actually is loose here, like I told you about adhering it. It's kind of tucked behind the flower, but it is actually loose. So it is kind of fun that you could even lift it up if you wanted to, but I've got the glue just underneath the awning. Okay, so this letterboard mini, you're going to see that pop up on several different projects today. Absolutely love it. I do want to show you one more card that I did the same type of technique on it, but came out quite different. This time I used our banana cream cardstock, and then I have this little brick already cut, and I'm not going to go through and brick the whole thing again, but I used our pineapple smoothie ink, and I just did the same tiling pattern that I just showed you. But this time I did something a little different. Again, it's another paper piecing technique, but I just kind of wanted to walk you through. I know that we don't have time to go through the entire card project start to finish. Sometimes I wish these shows were 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, so I can show you in depth every single little project. But so many of these projects we'll be having hosted on our blog too, so you can get really good close-up pictures, and then we'll also do some step outs there for you too, so be watching for those projects. But this little kitty, look how fun he is. So we stamped the kitty in the window, but then again, in order not to have the little kitty lines between here, right? So we can mask it off, but that would certainly be kind of a pain with these narrow little panes. So instead what we did is we just came in and cut out little Mr. Kitty. Am I starting something new here? Gonna have to name the kitty too, Lynn? She's laughing over there. She's like, oh my gosh. We'll have to put maybe we'll have to put a poll out, like an official poll on our Facebook page for the little name of the little puppy. But I know Lynn loves cats, so I think she's kind of loving this idea right here. But check it out. So we would just pop that guy on top. Let me cut one more just to get the idea. So it's totally a way to use your stamps in a different way. That almost seems like cheating, but it's totally fun. And it gives such an amazing effect. So again, once we pop up these stamped portions, we're just going to glue them right on top. And then you can kind of already get the idea. It totally looks like Kitty is sitting behind the window, right? Is that so cool? I love it so much. So I have to actually say that Mariana, one of our designers, came up with this technique, which she shared with me, and I was super excited. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. So check out this little kitty that's all done. And went ahead and just did a little bit of watercoloring behind there. And we actually put a little sparkle cut. So this time our window's a little antique-y looking, you know, like those old glass windows. Isn't that fun? So then we would layer them up with our brick pattern. And then we cut some of our little grass. This is from our spring build-a-scene. A lot of you have got that die on your project kit. So we'd kind of layer them up with some fun little spring accents. And of course we have to have some shutters on our window, right? That is very common in Paris to have all kinds of different fun shutters. I'm actually going to be, in the next segment, sharing a scrapbook page with you. It's got a few really fun pictures of the architecture. So, of course, you could, you know, pop up your shutters. You cut the other one. And I have some other sentiments. Thanks, you make me smile. Oh, actually, you make me happy. So many options with the stamp set. You can totally mix and match all these words. So all the words are separate. You are, and then you can put the best, you know, however you want to load them up. I think it's so fun. And then I did one more thing. I cut out a whole bunch of our little spring blossoms. These are our little tiny bloom minis. And I actually want to show you this die because it's actually pretty unique. It's pretty cool. This is just one die plate. So with one pass through the die cut machine, you get all those little flowers. So I did cut them out of a few different colors, but I'm not kidding. When you die cut this, you have like flowers for days. They just pop out everywhere. I just love it. So we've accented some of these with sequins. And then you can make your own little flower garden here, of course. You can kind of see it coming to life now. So fun. So do you want to see the finished project? I love having like the dun-dun-dun, big reveal. Right, I think next time I'm going to have you come up with like some kind of like a drum roll or something. I know, and somewhere in his archives he has a drum roll. Yeah, I have what?
You want me to run sound cues on top of everything else?
No, you're doing enough, right? You're doing a great job. He always does so well. I always ask for all these extras, you know. Hey, can I have like some water running? Hey, can I have this? Anyway. So here's the finished card. It's super cute. Oh, yeah, there we go. So look at, we had all those fun little sprinkling of flowers around, the cute little kitty in the window. And isn't the brick background fun? I'm actually dying to try this with like so many different colors. I think it's absolutely great. And then I can keep my little brick sponges handy and do all kinds of projects with them. So cute, right? Okay, so like I said, I am going to bring a special guest in just a few minutes. She's going to help me wrap up the rest of the demo. But in the meantime, I feel like something might be happening with the weather around here. Maybe we should check in with our weather gal.
Hey Kim, it's good to be back. Well, as you can see, the weather is changing up again, and however, it's still pretty beautiful here in Phoenix, Arizona. But let's take a look in the other areas of the country. In fact, I think it's raining in Paris, Illinois, if you know what I mean. In fact, I think it's raining everywhere but Phoenix, Arizona. In fact, we have a viewer who sent in another beautiful pic of her viewpoint, and let's take a look at that. Oh my gosh, isn't that fun? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the times when we need to have an umbrella, right? But remember when you were a kid and you put on your rubber boots, if you had rubber boots, and you jumped into the puddle, and then your mama got all mad, but you had lots and lots of fun? Well, I remember that. It was lots of fun. In fact, I think we had a stamp set that was called Hello Puddles. Didn't we have a stamp set called that, Kim? Well, I believe we did. In fact, I know we did. In fact, I think it's time for another giveaway. So let's have another giveaway, and I'm going to say that it's going to include the stamp and the die from the Hello Puddles set, and it's going to be a fun little gift pack that you're going to absolutely love. So in this next segment, what you need to do to be able to win this pack is to be able to type in the word puddles. Type in the word puddles during our live demonstration here today, and you will be eligible, and we'll pick one person who writes in the word puddles by a random drawing, and I hope that you get to win that fun little gift set. Back to you, Kim.
Hey there. I have a special guest with me, and yes, I'm going to show you the prize pack in just a minute, but I have with me my daughter, Megan. Did you say that in French?
I said bonjour.
That's really good. So we went to Paris. Gosh, how long ago was it?
12 years.
It was 12 years ago. We actually went to Paris with my mother and my daughter. I was lucky enough to do that, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit more in just a moment. But in the meantime, I'm going to show a prize.
Okay.
Do you mind if I do that? And then we're going to get back to some crafting. Okay. So yes, Miss Lynn. But to answer your question, I was like, I don't know if my mic's on or not, but we do have the Hello Puddle stamp set, so let's take a look. This is a cutie. Look how fun. So it has the die that matches. So it's got the clouds, the rainbow, the cute little boot. So we thought that would be fun. And then we also put in some bubble stencils, because that could give you a really fun rainy background. And the Cloud Dreams die. So fun. And then remember those sequins I talked about a minute ago? These are called the Blue Skies sequins. By the way, I have to open them because they're just so cute. Look how sparkly. They're so fun. And they're pretty cool because they have all different shades of blue in there. So sometimes I just pick out the light blue or the dark blue or whatever. Okay, Megan, close that.
Okay.
Close that so whoever wins this doesn't get ripped off from sequins. Okay, and then we also have our color splash. So this is our blue, this is our chambray color splash. And then you've got the little nozzle, which of course we have separate, but it goes in there and you can have all kinds of fun splashy effects. Isn't that fun? So, you know what you have to do, like Miss Lynn said. Type in the comments the word puddles, and all the people who type in, we're going to draw their name. We're going to draw a name. Isn't that fun? Cool. All right, so let me set that aside. That'll go off to one lucky winner in a little bit. But, like I said, I brought Megan in because I thought it would just be fun. She, by the way, has an art background. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I went to ASU and got my degree in photography and had no idea what to do with it. So I actually ended up becoming an art teacher. Woo. So that was really fun. And
it was fun. And what grades did you teach?
I taught kindergarten, 1st, and 3rd.
Isn't that fun?
So it was really, really fun. Now I'm staying home with my kids, but man, I hope to get back in the classroom Sunday because I love to get the creative juices flowing, especially with kids. Super fun.
And they're so fun. I can just see that she'd come home with stories sometimes about the kindergartners. She's like, okay, like, remember telling me what's the first thing you have to teach them?
Oh, how to sit in their art stools. Because the first day of school, they'll sit improperly, going over backwards, and it kind of startled me because, I didn't know kids didn't know how to sit in stools. But rule 1, know how to sit. Rule 2, we'll work with scissors later, We'll work on those.
I think that's so much. She had so many super cute stories coming home from the classroom there. Of course, the older kids were fun. They're a little more able to do art, so that's awesome. But the kindergartners end up doing really good at the end of the day. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Megan stamp a few of these fun little images. She's going to start working on a card while I show you kind of a really unique card. We did both projects with the Spring and Paris stamp set, so I'll just grab some flowers out for you.
Okay.
What are cute. We'll try that one, and then you'll have to move it. Use the same block in a second. Don't you like how I just put her to work? Go, Megan, go. Okay, here's your ink.
Perfect.
Just
just
go ahead and do it on that paper. And then Megan's going to do a little bit of watercoloring with our Color Splash pencils.
Very exciting.
She's practicing a little bit of that at home. By the way, Megan has a brand new baby. How old is Edwin?
He's 1 month old as of this morning. Very, very early this morning.
Right. Friday is his birthday.
So,
his 1 month birthday.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
1 month. I don't know where the time went. So if I have big bags under my eyes, that's okay.
I'll be a little sleep deprived, but that's okay.
Fun to be here stamping.
Yay! She gets a little break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create just kind of a fun and different kind of a card using the envelope box die set. So I went ahead and just, really all I need is one piece of it. The envelope box comes with the main piece, which creates an envelope. And then you have your choice of all these different little flaps. I don't think you've ever seen this one before, Megan.
No, I haven't.
But it's pretty fun. And it creates an envelope that's a little bit thicker than a normal one, which you will see as I kind of fold this guy up a little bit. So it's got all the crease lines. Got your flowers going there.
I do.
Yeah. So I know I had a water brush for you here too. So
Perfect. Thank you.
And probably you'll need use that for a little palette. I know I have some balloon palettes around here somewhere, but blocks are awesome for a little palette. So I'm folding this guy in, and as you can see, when I get all 3 sides, it not only creates this fun envelope, but it also is dimensional. So see, it can hold one of those puffy cards. You know how I like to make my cards with all my foam dots stacked up higher and higher and higher. So what's great about this is when you add the flap to it in the end, then it creates a box envelope so you can put your thicker cards in it. But I'm actually not going to create an actual envelope right now. I'm going to grab this one that I already have adhered. So see, I have this guy already glued at the bottom. I left the top flap. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece of oatmeal cookie, by the way, on the top, and it's actually going to kind of become the front of my card.
Oh.
Is that going to be weird?
That's very exciting.
Actually, it becomes the back of my card because this is what's going to be the front. But let me glue it first while you start watercoloring. There's pencils right there.
Okay. Well, I was just
Grab
getting
away.
so intrigued by this folding. I didn't know what to do.
You're a mom now. You have to multitask.
I'm only a mother of 2. That comes later, right? So.
Well, I think, moms end up being pretty good at multitasking, but it does you learn more and more as you go, as your kids get older, that's for sure.
So what I'm doing here is just drawing the color off of the end of the pencil without actually coloring it. I found that makes it a little bit smoother. And of course, I'm being a little sloppy right here, but it's really fun to be able to just draw the color right off the end for ultimate
So you don't even have to
control.
actually use the palette if you don't want to. You can just kind of pull it right off the pencil. Cool. A lot of times I'll put color here, but I love how you're doing it.
Perfect.
I've done it both ways, actually.
Maybe I should try a little color mixing. Ooh la la, you could say.
Okay, so I have my flap on the front of this card. And then what I did, I kind of cheated a little bit here, but I took this little stamp right here and I trimmed out the window. And I just used it for a template. So what I did is I went ahead and used our craft knife to cut all the way through there. In fact, I'm going to ask Nicole if she's back there to maybe grab me the craft knife, because I didn't grab that so I can finish my cutting. See, I got it almost all the way through. She's like, Kim, you're so prepared. I'm like, yay, here's my craft knife. Do we have the craft mat too handy? She's like, oh, you're so demanding. Ooh, that's a pretty yellow color. I love that.
Yeah, that's really
Here's
nice.
the mat. Thank you, Nicole. Okay, so all I did was I used this as my little template. I'm not going to use it for my actual card, but I wanted my window to be in this box. Because what I want to do is do like a little 3D project. So, see? I can pop this out. Now what I can do is I can go ahead and act like this is the window of my little French little flower shop, right? And then I can just build all my little pieces inside of here, popping them up with foam dots and all that good stuff. And then when you actually open the card, then you have your sentiment inside. So let me go ahead and grab some of the little guys I have colored. Well, I have them stamped, not colored. Here's a little kitty. You want to watercolor the kitty for me?
Ooh, okay, I will.
I wasn't planning on using all your watercolor things for my project, but, you know, why not? Oh, it's so pretty with the shading, right?
So you can see, this is where the art teacher in me comes out. I'm just thinking, oh, I could talk about value and hue and saturation. Okay, I just got to do the cat now. That's all right. Just getting excited.
Let's do any color cat. I love it.
This is where I could get lost in a project and just go at it forever, and the kids would be digging in the bathroom, just like my little Margot loves to do. By the way, Margot, French-inspired name.
Oh yeah, her name. So this is my first granddaughter. Her name is Margot, and has the T on the end, like the French way, right?
It does.
A-R-G-O-T.
Okay.
Cute, cute, cute. So I actually am going to skip to my finished project on this one because we don't really have time to do all the coloring and all the layering, because I also want to show the card with your watercolor things. But check this guy out. So what we've done is we've taken the envelope box and we've stacked all the darling little images inside. I'll move my cutting mat so it's not so dark. So if we can kind of get up close, we can see that we've also used the clear view sheet again, but we've stacked all those little cuties inside. Isn't that fun? Does that remind you of one of the places we saw?
We took so many pictures of little garden shops. I'm sure they were just wondering, we're just walking down the road, snapping away.
Just like typical tourists.
But then it feels so inviting because it's like you could walk right in and pick out your flowers. And I don't think we ever bought flowers while in Paris.
No, I know what we bought though. Food.
Lots of it, macarons and everything.
Yes, lots of bakery items. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's show your card that we finally finished with all the little watercolor things, and I think the finished one is underneath your pencils. And then I have one more thing to share before I let you go, okay?
Okay, that's exciting.
It's kind of a surprise for Megan. So here is the, yeah, exactly. So here's a finished card, and again, we've used that fun little stamp set with all those sentiments. But look how sweet. This is so clean and simple. It totally reminds me of you, by the way. So just the 4 little buckets of flowers watercolored. We've got the darling little sentiment on there. And then again, we use the little corner rounder for the corners, and it's just clean and simple and gorgeous.
So fun.
Awesome, awesome.
See, that's what I do when I have time.
Yes.
Do art.
So,
create more.
Nicole could probably chime in too, but the next time that you'll have free time to yourself is going to be in approximately 20 years.
Oh, no.
Sorry, hate to break it to you. Okay, so I want to share one thing with Megan, and again, she hasn't seen it yet, but I did a scrapbook page about our trip to Paris, and one thing I did want to bring in, and I thought a scrapbook page would be fun because not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow on May 4th is National Scrapbook Day.
Okay,
so
exciting.
I know, and actually, back in the day when I did a lot more scrapbooking, we used to kind of celebrate Scrapbook Day, and we'd do scrapbooking, but when we did return from Paris about a year after the trip, remember, we had a whole fun weekend where we did a bunch of scrapbooking. And I did tons of pictures from that trip, and it was just awesome. But now I came back and did a fresh page, and it's kind of a fun way to do an event or a birthday or any kind of thing. What I did was I picked a top 10. So I picked my top 10 photos from that trip. Okay. Maybe not even my favorite ones that would have been at the time, but just ones that really spoke to me about how that whole trip went. Because like I said, it was with you, and it was with my mom, and we had so much fun, so many laughs and giggles. So I printed my top 10 photos, and I created this scrapbook page. So let's take a look. It is kind of crazy and busy, but it does kind of reflect how much fun we had on that trip. So again, I just did just a simple title, Paris Top 10. I used some of our fun little letter stickers, which I think I have around here somewhere to show you. I think they might be on that side. These little letter stickers under there. There they are.
There they are.
So these are just perfect for scrapbooking, and this is called our Sunshine Alphabet Set, so I just use that as part of my title. Super fun because they're self-adhesive.
There we go.
And then I just went in and just marked each of the 10 photos and just wrote a little bit of journaling about them. So I have this fun picture of you, some pictures of the architecture, and just, kind of writing about that. I do feel a little bit like, because the tragedy in Notre Dame.
Oh,
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yes, we visited there, and I do not have a picture of that included in this spread, but yeah, that was kind of heartbreaking just thinking about. It did remind me of our trip. I put a few of the little stamped images in here, but I do want to ask you about this last photo.
Oh, yes.
These are cafes, our architecture. So this last photo is actually quite fun, and you can see me just there in the corner. I must be taking a selfie.
I think
so. Or kind of
so.
taking it of you too. So what is happening here? You need to tell me.
Well, this was on one of our very last nights. Things were getting punchy because we were at the very end of our trip, and we had this rickety elevator that we had to ride up to our bed and breakfast. And it was about 2 foot by 2 foot, and
it was the smallest elevator I have ever seen,
and the loudest. And it had the grate for the door, and it rattled, trapped up and down. And this is us, of course, being silly, but thinking, what if this thing fell?
Every time we got in, we were like, we're taking our lives into our hands. But we were like on the 3rd floor, and at the end of the day, when we'd been sightseeing all day, we're like, I don't want to walk 3 floors up there, but yeah, that elevator would like stop and clunk.
It was a wild ride, but it was super fun to go. Great memories, definitely.
And look how young you look.
I know.
Oh.
Look like a baby.
You had a lot of hair back then. Oh my gosh, wow. Now you got your cute little French hair.
Just trying to be like my mom here.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's when you're a mom, that's what they say. You cut your hair off because your kids grab it.
Yeah, you got the mom hair now.
It's true.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So, should we share a bundle? Do you want to help me do a bundle?
Okay. What do we do?
I'd love to do that. So,
okay.
We've got a bundle for these projects that we just shared, and it's called the Spring in Paris bundle. It is BD0509, so people can find it on the site. And why don't you tell them the price?
Okay, so the retail value on this is $65.80.
But
today, the show price, discount, $53.85.
Awesome. So Megan's looking at me like, what am I supposed to say? We didn't rehearse that part, but you did awesome, Megan. Thank you so much. Okay, so again, thank you for joining me with this fun little Paris thing. I think it was kind of a fun little trip down memory lane.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And I think that you're also going to have fun with watercolor pencils. Maybe I'll have to get you some for your birthday, which is coming up. She's like, oh, cross my fingers. Exactly. So we had Nicole and her daughter Reagan making cookies earlier. I don't know if you saw that. I think you were watching on the computer over there. So now we kind of want to catch up with them and see what they're doing. Should we?
Okay, let's see.
Let's do it.
Okay, we are back, and we have baked some cookies, haven't we?
Yes.
You were eyeballing those cookies, girl. But I'm going to make you earn them, okay? So we're going to do a little crafting, and then we'll see how you do, and you might get a little taste test, okay? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to be using our window boxes. Look how cute these are.
I want to show them.
Yep. Okay, so we can...
These are what they look like.
There's what they look
Oh,
like.
and then they open.
Of course, yeah. All right, so that's what we're going to use. So we're going to make some cute tags to go on top, and we're going to use, this is one of our favorite stamp sets called All You Do. This is things like, you're my hero, thank you for your service. I think that's perfect for the firefighters. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and have you stamp a few of these, okay? So go ahead, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Go ahead on this white cardstock, right? And then we're going to, let's do a little better job than that. Oh, good job. Okay, so now we're going to bring our hole punch in, and I think we're going to punch this one right here, and I really want to get, let's see here. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to take some tags. So we've cut the tags out of our Tag Element steel rule die. It's one of our must-haves, our absolute favorite steel rule die. What's on the American flag, Reagan?
Well, of course, stripes and stars.
Stripes and stars. So what a great fit. So we're first going to start our red one. So your job is to put some glue on the stripes, and then we'll put them on, okay? So let's bring in some stripes.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Sorry, glue stick.
I'm going to go ahead and clean your stamp while you're doing that. Now don't go crazy. I don't want too much glue now. Okay, I'm going to use my finger and spread it around.
The way you're using your finger.
Big deal. Spread it out so that it doesn't buckle. Okay. Now we have them nice and parallel.
Oh!
What happened?
It almost fell.
You know what? I don't even know if we need the 5th stripe. Let's see.
Oopsie, it almost came off.
Okay, you're making a big old mess, girl.
Oopsie. Yes, I am.
Can you put the lid back on the glue for me, please? Thank you very much. And then we're going to add a little pizzazz here.
What do you mean?
So, pizzazz. Yeah, we are going to cut off the ends.
Well,
Do you think you can handle that, or should I do it?
I want to do it.
You think you can handle it?
I can. 'Cause, yeah.
Ooh, it's all messy. We got so much glue on there, but can you go ahead and cut it off? Can you cut the
What if
ends
the
off?
scissors get glue on?
They'll get cleaned off. No big deal.
Big deal.
Big deal.
What's big?
All right, so we have our stripes, and then we're going to do our stars. Can you do it? Good. You know, when I was a kid, what we used to do when we
You
would
used to
have glue,
put glue on your hands and then you used to wipe it off.
and it looked like skin. It looked like we were molting snakes. Okay,
Okay, can you fix
I can.
like?
Okay, good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add...
Looks so cool!
Isn't
Show
that
the
fun?
camera!
I think they see it overhead, sweetheart. And now what we're going to do is we want a really fun, sparkly strip of stars. Now we have this fun guy,
Yes.
Starstruck.
Fun guy.
But I think what we want to do is we want to make our own. So Reagan, do we know how we're going to do this? What we need to do is put a couple of strips of washi here, and
Hey,
then
can
we're
I
gonna.
do it?
Yeah, why don't you do that? And I'm gonna get the die out. We're gonna be pulling the star die here from our border detail set. This is one of our must-have die sets. We love it. Did you find the end?
No, I didn't.
Would you want some help?
Wait, I found it.
Good. Yeah, that washi is
Taken
pretty
off.
easy to find.
Oh, it isn't. I didn't find. Oh, now I did.
Got it?
Cause it was the rip his.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on our star card. So we have our stripes, and we're also gonna have our stars. So these were already pre-cut using our Stardom die set. These are actually the smallest little stars. Ooh, good job. Smallest little stars in the set. So we're gonna go ahead and use those for our
I
card.
lost the end. Oh, I found it.
Did you
now.
find it again?
I'm sorry.
All right, so we're gonna do the same
I'm not
thing
that good
on
at
this
washi as a
one.
man, locally.
Oh, you're pretty good. The washi makes it pretty easy. We're gonna tack those down.
Take
Fun
those
little
down.
background.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay, is it all smooth though? You gotta make sure it's all smoothed out.
Oh, it is.
Yeah?
It's
Good and
better than my
smooth?
first one. I practiced.
Did you
Are we
practice?
gonna do 3 layers or 2 layers?
I think 2 would be fine.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you
Oh, that is so.
I'm gonna have you work on trimming those stars off. Do it the same way you did your stripes. Okay? Here's
Oh,
your
they're
scissors.
already glued on.
They're already glued on. Okay, I'm gonna run this through while you cut those out. All right, should we see how our stars look?
Yeah. No, I want to take them out.
All right, we gotta be very careful with them. Makes a little strip here.
Okay, look. Whoa!
Looks great.
Except there's one star that.
That's okay.
Hey, where do
Okay,
we?
scissors down.
Oh, I want to take it out.
Okay, be very careful, please.
Thank you.
So we kind of peel it back, huh?
Uh oh.
It's okay. I have glue on my fingers. Look at that. It's our own little star-struck strip, but in blue. We could do it in red, we could do it in black, we could do it in...
You might even be able
Lemon
to do it in a pattern.
Yeah, I think you probably could. Look at how fun. So now we have this cute strip that
Uh
we're gonna add over here. It's okay, and we'll trim it off. Put it kind of right here. And then do we have some foam squares? Of course we do. You can put a foam square on the back of that?
oh. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Wait,
I'm gonna go ahead and
foam
put
square
this
on the back of
down.
this?
Mm-hmm. Just one. Just one is enough. Should one like this.
Are we gonna taste the cookies?
Are we gonna taste test the cookies?
You said
I mean,
so.
I think it's really our duty, isn't it, to taste test them to make sure.
You don't want anybody going like, what's up with you, girl? Can we put the things?
Just a minute. It's okay. Okay, put that right there, but not upside down.
All right, sorry. I thought that was on the back.
How's that?
It's time to taste test.
Okay, so there's one tag, and then we have to finish this. Let's take some of these guys. All right.
Right there.
Okay.
And it's for one what's the deal.
Okay, so here are our finished tags. So, you know what we need to do now?
taste test the cookies.
How about you taste test a cookie while I get them ready to package up?
Yeah.
Not that one. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
It's scary.
Oh no.
Mama, we should make cookies more often.
We should make cookies more often. You know, Daddy says the same thing. Okay, how was the cookie? Good?
Good.
You think the firemen are going to like them?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and package up these.
I think they're gonna like them so much. I think they're gonna want to have the whole box.
The whole box? It's very possible. All right, so we're going to go ahead and package up these boxes and tie them off with our ribbon and our cute tags and get ready to deliver.
Well, hello, welcome back. Well, I have to tell you that I'm so glad that Reagan got to have a sample of her cookies. She was begging for a cookie. They looked so good. I'm sure the firemen are going to absolutely love them. Well, you may know me as the FSJ Weather Girl. However, every once in a while, they kind of let me out of my corner. I know it's a little bit scary, but they let me out of my corner and I get to do some crafting. And one of my favorite things to do in crafting is to do 3D type projects. So I'm really super excited to be able to share something with you that I think you're going to really love. Now, as the weather girl, I know that we went from snowy weather to rainy weather, and well, you know, after the rain, what do we usually find? We find a rainbow, and that's what I'm going to be working with today. Is I'm going to be creating some rainbow fun projects. So let's go ahead and get started in our project. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is our house trio. Now, this isn't a new product. This is something that we've had for some time, but this is the house trio, and I actually think that every once in a while it kind of gets lost because there are so many different amazing projects and products to choose from that it kind of gets lost. So I have a project that I think is going to be so much fun to highlight the rainbow look. So this particular project, it's kind of like a trend these days to have what's called in the 3D project world is a shelf sitter. You notice I said that slowly, a shelf sitter, because if I said it too fast, it might not be pretty, if you know what I mean. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead with these house trios, and I'm going to paint them. Now, in this particular project, I'm actually going to be eventually using more than just the 3 of them, but you're going to absolutely love it, I have a feeling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to bring over my medium one only, and I'm going to paint it. Now, as you know, one of the wonderful things that FSJ has available is the fact that we have such amazing colors. We have, of course, the amazing inks with matching cardstock, but we also have a beautiful selection of acrylic paints. Now, these are a water-based paint, and I kind of selected a variety of colors that represent the rainbow right here. And for this particular one that I'm going to show is I'm just going to put a little bit of water in my bloom palette here, just in case I need to loosen up the ink, excuse me, the acrylic paint just a little bit. So I want to do this particular one, and I'm going to use my candy apple. So I'm going to put a little bit of candy apple, and of course it's not open, so it's a brand new one, in fact. So I'm just going to open it right there, and I'm going to squeeze out a little bit onto my palette. And to get it started, all depends. Each of the colors work a little bit differently, but I'm going to get my brush just a little bit wet just so I can start to make this spreadable. So I have found from my experience that when I'm painting these, I like to do my edges first. So I'm going to go ahead and paint my edges. And of course, one of the tips that I learned, I loved that Megan was sharing that she teaches the crafting skills to little ones. And one of the things that I learned when I was little is that when you're painting, coloring, or whatever, go the same way to keep it nice and smooth. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with what my earlier crafting teacher taught me, and I'm going to go all around the edges. And of course, you're going to know that you're just going to cover all of it. Now, some paints, depending on their pigment and whatnot, do a little bit more coverage than others. So what you're going to do is just kind of work with it. If you need a little bit more, sometimes some colors might need a little bit more coverage. So you might even have to, after it dries, maybe even do a second coat. But my candy apple color here is a very strong red, so it's going to be fine. So then after I paint it, then I'm going to just, you know the drill. I'm just going to go ahead and paint it here and continue doing so. Now, for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and go on to my next step. But after this was dried, after I painted the entire area, I would then turn it over and paint the other side. Now, you don't have to paint the other side, but if you want a completed finished product look, then I would suggest that you certainly paint both sides, just so you have that finished look. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside for just a moment. And then what I'm going to do, I would of course then color the other house of the trio that I want to, with the colors that I want to use. But now I want to create something. I'm sure that, there they are. When you're painting, of course, you need a little bit of to clean up. So let me go ahead and wipe my fingers here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create something to put on it to kind of embellish it and make it fun and bright and rainbowy. Of course, I'm using the rainbow colors on the painted portion, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use, let me show you the die I'm going to use. I'm actually going to create a word, and this is our alphabet set that we have available, and these letters right here, this is our larger alphabet set, and I know you can't see it, but each of the letters probably run around a little bit larger than 3 inches. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to create a word, and I'm going to show you the letter first from the letter C. Okay, so of course, as you can see, this is a fun rainbow letter. Well, let me show you how I created this letter. Now, of course, it's using this particular set and die set. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this particular look using all the different rainbow colors that I showed you a little bit earlier. And again, as I mentioned, they all match beautifully. So I'm going to bring in all the same colors. So what I've done is I have created a variety of strips from my matching cardstock in a rainbow of colors of the ones that I have chosen to use for this project. That's so fun, right? Now, this is so easy to create. What I've done is I've just taken the colors that I've selected, and this is 8.5 by 11 sheet. I just started that. And of course, what's fun about this is that you can actually use scrap pieces of paper to create this. But for this purposes, I just took 8.5 by 11, then I took my die cut, not my die cut, my trimmer, and I placed it into the trimmer, and I cut 1/4 inch strips, and I just cut several of them. Now, depending on how many letters are in your word will depend on how many of these strips you're going to need. So as simple as creating this right here, what you're going to do is you're going to follow the same, and of course, to make this pretty and consistent, I want to follow the same color scheme all the way through. So I've already done my bubble gum and my candy apple, so my next one's going to be my citrus cooler here according to my sample, and I simply just put a light amount of glue all the way across. and then I'm going to lay it here. Now I have to tell you, my brain works a little bit different. I know a lot of people keep it upright and will do it this way. I feel this is just a tip from myself, I have a little bit more control when I lay it down here, because of course I'm right-handed, so that's going to be a lot easier for me. And then of course I'm going to follow the same thing, and I'm going to create as many strips as I need. And for a sample, this is what I created. Now once I created this and however many strips I'm going to need for the letters I want to create, then I cut them apart, and I now am able to take my die and lay this over the area and the letter that I want. Now here's a little tip. This is something that's really important. Now as you can see, the C that I created starts with the pink right here, right? So you want to be consistent when you're using each of these letters, that you're laying your paper, your rainbow strip, the same way. You know why that's how I know that? Well, let me show you an oopsie that I did. So I went to the letter E, I had my strip, and I laid it down thinking, okay, I'm good. Well, I forgot that the letter E is inverted and, turned around after I cut it. And, well, guess what I did is I cut it upside down. Now, that might look fun, but, it's certainly creative, but it's not the look I wanted. So that's just a little tip to make sure that you're laying your strips consistently the same way when you're cutting out each of your letters, okay? So, after I've cut out each of my letters that I want, then here's another fun little tip this is such a fun steel rule die. What I did was I found a variety of colors kind of similar to what I wanted to use. These are just kind of like dollar store finds, right? These are the foam. This is actually thin foam. And then what I did was I cut my letters out the same, using the same combination. There's my C, here's an E that I wanted in this color, and I cut out the same letters, kind of correlating with the block that I just painted, okay? And then what I want to do is I'm going to simply, now of course I could use foam squares and pop this up onto my block, but I wanted to do something just a little bit different. So because this gave a little bit of dimension, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use a little bit of glue on the back side of my C there, and then correlate it to my foam C and put it on there. Okay. Now it's not a high profile, but it's a fun profile, okay? So I just simply now have that on the back there. So let me go ahead and share with you my completed project. I'm going to need a little bit of room here and let you see. I think we're going to need a little bit of room, a little bit more create space there. Okay, can we go up a little bit more, Roy? Okay, and there we go. So can you see that, how fun that is, right? Now, of course, you could add a little bit more dimension here, but I didn't think it really needed. And again, as these being on trend and being a shelf sitter, I think these are fun just all by itself. Now, this particular little bloom right here, this comes from another steel rule die that we have, the little flower. It comes from our Everyday Elements, and then the little circle here is a punch that we have. I think it might be a 3/4 inch punch, but a fun, quick and easy little project, all the colors of the rainbow. And you can see that I didn't fully do the full spectrum, but it was the color scheme that I wanted. I didn't want to, I could have certainly made this a purple to kind of finish it off, but I just kind of wanted something that kind of faded out. And do you like that project? How fun it is, right? Simple and quick and easy, and it's going to be so fun to showcase on your shelf. Now let me go ahead and move forward to another project, and guess what? I'm going to be using the same trio, the house trio, and I'm going to pull over here, but this time I'm just going to use just the trio. So what I've done is I have painted my house, and I painted all the way around because I wanted to have it the completed look. And then what I'm going to do, let it dry, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of our Journey Gel Medium. I'm going to open this up. And the Journey Gel allows you to adhere printed paper. So of course, before I used just our acrylic paints, but now I want to kind of change it up and I want to add our printed paper. And this is our new printed paper that we have and that we're offering. So I'm putting a nice good coat, and to give it an extra coat, I'm just going to kind of go the other way just to make it really a good coating, okay? And then set that aside. And as a reminder, you always want to wash your brushes right after, as soon after you're doing your project as possible, so that it doesn't dry onto the brush. So then what I'm going to do is you select whatever paper you want to use, and I'm using, in this particular house, I'm going to be using this print. I think this is so adorable. And then while this is still wet, after applying the gel medium, I'm going to adhere it here. Now there's a couple of things you could eyeball. Now this is kind of a busier print, so you kind of eyeball what area you want to showcase, because we're going to be cutting this down, okay? So of course I could eyeball it here. I could turn it over, eyeball it here. But here's a fun little tip. If the area that I want to showcase is what I want, I could just set it down here, and now it's even onto the table. I'm going to show you. So it's even on the table there when I set it down, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press it down, okay? Now, and then of course I'm going to let it dry for a little bit. I need to let it dry completely. In fact, the best thing to do is to let this dry overnight or for at least several hours, just to make sure that's nice and secure. Okay, so now once it's dry, and I've done one already, this is completely dry, and I'm going to kind of push down, creasing down the areas that I'm going to be cutting off. Okay, all the way around. And of course, because I did that little technique, there's nothing to cut off here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over my cutting mat and our little retractable knife, and I'm going to cut around the edges that I've just bent down, okay? So there's a lot of different ways to use the knife, and I'm going to go ahead. Now, let me give you a tip. A lot of people like to go straight down onto using their knife, but you're not going to be able to use the full edge of that cutting blade. And then some other people might make it more like this. What you probably want to have is at a 45-degree angle. And the best way to explain that is kind of like holding it just like a pen, okay? And I'm just using my hand here to allow the retractable knife to lay on my hand, and I'm just going to use that, and I'm going to cut all the way around it. And you might want to do it a couple times, okay? And how easy that just comes out. And I'm going to cut around there. If it doesn't come up, just do it again. And a couple more times. One more. I just attracted it. And one more here. One more time here. Okay. And now I have my house covered with my printed paper. But I'm not done yet. What I want to do is I want to give this a little bit more dimension. So what I've done is I've taken just a little piece of sanding paper. Just any old sanding paper that you have. Sometimes, kind of like a medium sanding point. You don't want it too rough. And I want to give it a little bit dimension. And the more kind of shabbiness you want to it, you can kind of lean into it. But you're kind of smoothing out the edges of the corner. And you kind of do it until you like the feel of it and you like the look of it. I'm going to do all the edges.
just to make it smooth and, of course, give it that little bit of extra fun look all around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside, and I am going to bring in a fun little die set that I'm going to use. So the two die sets that I'm going to use for this particular shelf sitter is, first of all, the Sweet Home Accents die set. Absolutely love this darling little die set. So many things you can do with it. And then I'm also going to use, we've used it earlier, the My Sunshine die set as well. Okay, so the first one, for this particular house, all I want to do is to use the little door. And wouldn't you know, where's my little door? I can't find my little door. There's my little door. Okay, I've got some adhesive on the back here. And again, I don't want to do too much to this little house because it's already busy. I just want the illusion that this is the look of my project. So that's the first one that I've done, and then I'm going to set that aside. Now I've already pre-done another house, and using the same technique that I just shared with you, I've used another sheet of that from that paper pack. This is the rainbow, because it's all about rainbows this time, right? So I put that on there using the same technique, and again, I don't want it to be too busy. But using the My Sunshine die set, I created a fun little element here. And then we would just add that. You could pop it up. You kind of, place it wherever you want, however it looks. Now I'm going to pull in my final little house that I've already painted. I've already covered it with my paper. And this paper wasn't as busy, so I had a little bit more freedom to be able to give it more accent. And again, I'm using this little die set right here. How fun, right? And I've added, this is a 2-story house, of course, added the little door there. This is one of our candy minis. The little plant there. Darling cute, right? And of course, you can arrange these by size or whatever, but this one right here is my focal point. So I'm going to kind of set that one in the center. And where'd the sun go? Boy, it's easy to lose things around here, isn't it? The sun was right on top of the house. It's over the house. That was silly of me. All right, so there we have that. Now, for those of you who know me, there's something missing from this house, from this set. And for those of you who know me, the one thing that's missing, Miss Kim said it earlier, is I love kitties. And I think every home should have a kitty. But if you have a doggy, I love doggies as well. But kitties are my favorite. So then you just kind of decide where you want to put your little kitty. And of course, my little kitty for this project is, because kitties like to look in the windows and see what they're missing. So I'm just going to add that. And there's our finished project. Do you like it? Is it fun? I had so much fun creating this, and I hope that you can see that how easy this is to do. Very simple, very few product lines that you need to use to create these. I've given you 2 different ways to use the trio along with the different colors of the rainbow. So I think we have a bundle that we're going to be offering. So let's take a look at the bundle. So this is the bundle number 3. It's the House to Home Show Bundle. Now I have to tell you that, like I said, this is not a brand new product line, but it is a fun product line. So even if you happen to have some of these, this is a great value. So you get the house trio, you get the paintbrush along with the rainbow of colors that I shared with you. In addition, you get the bloom palette so that you can be able to paint your trios. Such a great value. It has a retail value of $66.50, but our show price through Tuesday is only $49.88. Now that's that's a savings of 25%. So this is such a great value. What a great gift. Simple and easy for you to be able to create and share with your family, your friends, or just create one for yourself, right? Because after the rain comes the rainbow, and I want everyone to have a little bit of rainbow in their life. So next on our agenda, I believe Kim put together a fun little tutorial that highlights a very unique product from Spellbinders, and that's the cut and embossing folders that is again from Spellbinders. I had the opportunity of showcasing and demoing these at a vendor show that we had recently, and I had so much fun and they were so well received. But let's go ahead and take a look at Kim highlighting some of the ideas that you can use with this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run off to the weather station. So I'll be right back, everyone. See you in a bit.
Kim Kesty back here in the craft room, and I'm super excited to share a product with you that I recently fell in love with, and I think you're going to love it too. It is the Spellbinders Cut and Emboss folders. Let's take a look. I have 3 of the brand new folders in front of me I'm going to use in today's video, and they're so stunning. The whole collection is absolutely beautiful. The first one I'm going to use is Flora and Fauna, so let's just grab that and get right into it. So the folders not only emboss beautifully, but they also have these fun little cut lines, which of course don't show up perfectly until you get them in through the machine. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab this lemongrass cardstock and just place it right in the folder. And then I'm going to grab my cute little Platinum 6 out here. Now the sandwich is of course on the platform, but nothing like seeing it in real life, right? So I just put the folder directly on the platform. No need to have a plate underneath or anything. And one cutting plate on top. So easy, right? That's what I love about these folders. They are so easy to use. It is basically one swipe through, cuts and embosses. Can't wait to show you. Okay, let me move that cutting plate. And here is the paper in the folder. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I'll pop these 2 little guys out here. One little touch. But look how it has that gorgeous, gorgeous embossing. And then also these fun little cut details. They just add that extra little level to the embossing folder. I think it's so cute. Absolutely love it. So here's the emboss side. Of course, it has deboss and emboss. This is the deboss side, and here's the emboss side. This is the one I'm going to kind of ratchet it up one more level to just show you one extra technique you can do with this guy. Now these folders are so pretty as is. And absolutely you can use it as is and just make your card and off you go. But this technique I want to show you just adds, I think, one more little extra dimension to it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and grab our whipped cream cardstock, or whipped cream ink, excuse me, not cardstock. I'm going to use that later. And this is a method where I'm putting the ink, which this is a pigment ink, directly onto the raised portions of the folder. So I'm just holding it really flat on there and just gently rubbing it back and forth. So all it's doing is picking up, again, that embossed line on the cardstock and just adding a little bit of an accent. So I'm going to stop right there so you can see the difference between this butterfly and branch area and then up here without the ink. Now, like I said, they're both really pretty. You can use either one for your card, but sometimes adding that little bit of ink just makes it pop a tiny bit more. So do you guys want to see the finished project that I created using this? I know you do. I'm going to bring it in. Look how absolutely pretty that is. And really, there is not that much to finishing the card. I stamped a simple sentiment on the front, which I'll show you the stamp set I used. It's the Darling Fun Stamper's Journey Spread Love. I actually used this on all 3 of my projects today. So I did that, and then I just took some of our tiny little tattered blooms right here, added them, and then a couple little sparklies. You know, life is always good with a couple sparkles. But isn't that just stunning? Now that is a card that I would absolutely love to send to anybody. It looks like you spent hours and hours and hours on it, but it was so easy, right? One pass, cut, emboss, done. I just love that. Okay, let me show you one more card I did with the same technique, only this has a different sentiment. Let me just pop it in here. So isn't this one gorgeous? I'm going to bring the folder in so you can see what it looks like. This one is called the Floral Splash folder. So it's this project is a little bit hard to read on the label, so I love that you can see it in real life right here. So isn't that stunning? It's got kind of almost like the look of a wheat branch or something on it. I thought it was perfect for a wedding sentiment. So pretty, so gorgeous. So those are two exactly the same technique I used on both. Totally different looks, different occasions, but absolutely stunning. Okay, so I've got one more I want to show you. This is a little bit different technique on this third project. So let me grab the smaller folder and we'll dive right in. Okay, so this time I'm going to use is the Floral Reflections. And this is a regular A2 card size. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the other projects that I had earlier were 5x7 cards. So this is more of a traditional card size. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some Pool Play cardstock. But before I put the cardstock in, I'm going to add some ink right to the folder. I think this is a really fun technique too that adds a little extra wow factor. You can see that this one's got little tiny cut lines there too. And this is not going to really matter, adding the ink to the folder. It might turn that foam just a tiny bit blue. By the way, I should talk to you about the foam in here. These little guys that are the cutting blades that you can see actually have little pieces of white foam inside. So you don't want to try to pick those out or do anything to those. The first time I used the cut and emboss folder, I thought, oh, maybe those are little pieces of paper stuck inside. And I started to try to take one out. And I found out that that is foam that actually stays in there. So don't take it out. Lesson learned. Okay, so I'm going to grab my blue ink. So this is the same ink that matches the cardstock. And I'm just adding ink right to that side that has the little blades on it. And you can see that that's not a super dark ink, but you can see that little bit of blue adding in there. Okay, I'll make sure I got ink everywhere, hopefully, up to all the four corners. And I'm just kind of patting and rubbing it on. Okay, now I'm going to place my cardstock inside. And again, that same exact sandwich that we talked about before. All you need is your platform and your folder and your one cutting plate. And seriously, I told you guys this was easy, right? I was so right. Okay, and we'll just run it right through. Dink-a-dink-a-dink. You have to make the sound effects too. People always tease me about that. Okay, so let's move these guys. And now when we take the folder off that's got the ink, look how pretty that is. So it's subtle. It's not a super, super dark effect. Again, if you use darker ink, you could get different effects. Maybe you want a little bit darker blue. Maybe you want, you could even try it with a white pigment ink. That would be pretty on a colored cardstock. So no matter what kind of ink you want to try, the effect is super easy, but super effective. So I love how that looks. So to finish this card, I would just go ahead and trim it down. I always like my paper a little bit bigger when it goes into the folder. So that's why I have that. And let's check out this little cutie patootie here. Look how fun. So you can see that the ink does dry slightly lighter when it goes into the cardstock. But again, it just highlights that embossing so beautifully. Just makes it pop all the more. And again, the simple sentiment from that same stamp set. A few little cute little sequins. And I just love it. So let's take one more look at all three of the projects. All right, let's check it out. They just look so stunning. I just love how they turned out. So thanks for checking out this quick little video on the cut and emboss folders. I know if you try them, you will absolutely fall in love with them too. Thanks so much.
Hey, I'm back. Wasn't that a great video? Those cut and emboss folders are so fun to work with. Well, the weather has changed yet again, and things are looking up, everyone. It is sunny across the country. As you can see, it's still beautiful here in Phoenix, Arizona. But look at all of the other areas. It's sunny all over the country. What a beautiful day it is. And you know what? It's so beautiful out. The sun is shining everywhere. Roy? Roy, what are you doing? Apparently, Roy is having too much fun with the graphics department. Roy, can you come back in just a little bit? All right. Well, if you're okay, Roy, if you want to have fun, I have a challenge for you. Can you create a rainbow? Oh, there you go. I think it's time for another giveaway. What about you? Do you think we need another giveaway? Well, in the next giveaway, during the next session, what I want all of you to do is type in the word rainbow. You got it. Type in the word rainbow and you're going to be eligible to win our next prize. Are you ready? All right, have fun. Don't forget, type in the word rainbow. Back to you, Kim.
Well, it's not me. I am joined by the lovely Robin Beam.
Hello, everybody.
I was going to say introduce yourself, but I guess I just did.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hey, Robin.
That's okay. I'm back. I'm back.
Welcome. So you have seen Robin on our shows probably if you've tuned in the past, and Robin is what I call the queen of inkiness. So I asked her to come in and help me do some fun inky challenges. But before we do, should we check out the prize?
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely.
So everyone is going to be typing in the lovely word rainbow to win this prize. So let's take a look. We have first of all got the fun washi tape, which of course has this darling rainbow stripe in the middle,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh, that fits in my pocket.
Yeah. And then we've got the extra luck ATS. So that's one of our smaller sets with, of course, the rainbow on it.
That fits
And
in
we've
my
got
pocket.
more rainbows because our magical unicorn has this rainbow. Of course, he's just adorable anyway. And he has a matching die. And this just never stops right here.
Oh, I
Check
love
it out.
this one.
And then we've got the sun rays die. And isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Put so many other fun colors
You just
in
did
there.
you just did a video on that.
I did a video on this just about a week ago. And ta-da-da-da! I know. Ooh. And then a whole pack of amazing rainbow drops. These are so sparkly and yummy. I actually had a box around here somewhere that's open, but trust me, they are gorgeous.
That's an ooh and ah.
That's an ooh and ah. So all these things are going to go to one lucky winner, whoever types in the word rainbow. So fun.
Super.
All right. So I'm going to set this aside. Give us a little bit more working space here. So what I decided to do by inviting Robin in is that I'm going to do 3 different challenges for us. You up for it?
I'm always up for a challenge. You know that.
Yes. Okay. So what I decided to do is we have our thing called Try to Friday, which I mentioned earlier. Every Friday we come in and we just I try to try new techniques. It's like a tongue twister. Try new things. Encourage our audience to try new things. And this one right here is always trying new things. I love it. We like how these play dates in the craft room. It's so much fun. So what I did was I picked 3 challenges, and one we've kind of already got a sneak preview. So I'm going to let Robin jump right into it, but I'll remind you of what the challenge was. This one is called our Stamp Ink Challenge. Get it? Stamp Ink. Actually, Robin came up with that. She's like, instead of calling it a stamping challenge, it's called a Stamp Ink Challenge. Yes. I'm like, all right.
Good old play on words.
So earlier I showed this little guy, and let me show you the project again. Where did I put him? Yes, right here. I'm reaching for it. So we used this stamp set, and then remember how I created this fun background? So it was just liquid color, and then the little cloud stamp, and I just stamp, and I made the little background. Really easy peasy. One color, not much to it. You know, anyone could do that. So when I gave this challenge to Robin, she's like, okay, but I can do what I want, right? And I'm like, for sure. So tell me what you did with this challenge. What was your idea?
So as soon as I looked at it, I'm like, well, I switched to my other glasses so I can see what I'm doing. I'm like, well, can I use more than one ink? And so that's what I'm going to do. So
Sweet.
What I have here is we're using the largest stamping block as our paint palette. And I'm using 3 colors, Watermelon Fusion, Lemon Drop, and Cool Pool.
Ooh,
so keeping with the whole rainbow, I'm just going to squeeze out some color. And you may kind of almost immediately figure out what it is I'm going to do. And we're going to be able to use all of this color.
Yet.
I know. Every day I'd come back in and you'd be like, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? And so what we're going to do now is we are going to get our whipped cream cardstock ready. And I am
So you don't
going
add
to...
any water or anything,
No.
right? Just
Nope.
straight up liquid color.
Yep,
Cool.
straight up.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is take the rainbow stamp. And so what we're going to start doing is we're going to start moving it around and stamping. So I'm starting out. Now the nice thing about these stamps is because they are so nicely cut, it's you don't have to worry about anything misaligning. So what I'm going to do now is I'm kind of moving into the lemon drop.
You're not cleaning your stamp
No,
in
I'm
between.
not. I mean, I can if I want to. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, how can I dare do that? And see what happens is if I don't re-ink it, I see more of the lines and the different striations of color, which are nice. And so see how I'm just alternating the lines?
I love how you don't even clean the stamp between. Like,
I know.
I'd be scared to do that. Look
so
at that.
now we're going from the yellow into the Cool Pool. So see what we're getting by way of...
So rainbowy.
Yeah. And see, now I'm just kind of more going into just the Cool Pool. And so then we're going to have, you see how we have a stronger color going on here.
So pretty.
And again, here, done.
Wow.
So look how easy it is to do that. So, and you see I'm working on a nonstick craft sheet because, you know, it just, otherwise it's going to soak in and be a little messy and things like that. So now I've got all of this ink. Now I can keep going with different stamps, and I like to do techniques like this where you're continuing to just play and just maybe you don't want to make cards, but you want to work on something. Just have fun, and like if you're working with a gel plate or something, you just play and just do one technique, and you create a bunch of backgrounds and stuff that's perfect, and then you have everything that you need to do if you have to do a birthday card, an anniversary
card. That much ink, you wouldn't want to only do one.
Right, so I could do a whole bunch of them.
Something
exactly. But the other thing that I can do now is just say, okay, I'm done now. I'm not done. I'm not going to, that's like wasted ink. So I am going to take a little bit of water now. And what I'm going to do is just take some more whipped cream, press that down.
Oh, pretty.
Pull that up and
love it.
And if I want to, I can come back.
Oh yeah,
pick up more ink. But look at now that this is just about cleaned off, so I'm ready to go.
Right, exactly.
So it's a lot of fun. So you have a real watercolor effect with this. And so I went and took like every one of the stamps from that set and doing the kites, the clouds,
we have some more
and
backgrounds.
everything. So we did some other backgrounds.
So here's one of your other rainbows that's dry. So you can see it's pretty similar, but obviously everyone's going to be different. I love that. It's just a little bit different look right there. Oh yeah, there's the kite. It's cute. So
and that's all one color. Yes.
Right. So watermelon it looks like.
Oh,
what happened here?
That one. All right. So that one is a little. That one's a little different. But you know, if you go back, you can take your. You can take your.
The little sun. You want to try it?
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go for it. So.
And who cares if we go over time past 5 o'clock, right?
You know, what the heck. But one of the things I wanted to say is that
crafting.
Remember that your stamps are tools. So the thing is that they're not always going to stay perfectly pristine. And in this case, this is something, it's worth the payoff. So what I've done is I've got the sparkle silk, and I'm just going to pour some out.
Ooh, pretty. Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah,
though?
it's like, it's really pretty.
Ooh.
So what we have here is I did the sun and I did a couple different colors and I stamped in. So what I want to do, in fact, let's do the rainbow one.
Let's do the rainbow one. Perfect.
So this is the one we just did. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carefully stamp in there. And I mean, I can stamp over it, what we just did. And just do a few different ones. Whoops.
Right, you don't have to do all of them necessarily.
You don't have to do all of them.
So pretty. You guys, I wish you could see this in real life. Let's see.
Yeah.
There we go. Can I angle it? Oh, yeah, look. You can see on the camera where it... That is so pretty, Robin.
And so you can just, and you can take this and you can pick up a paintbrush and you can splatter it as if you would with the sparkle silk brush too. So again, it's not going to waste. And then you just give it a really good cleaning and the sparkle will go off of it. It's not going to hurt these stamps.
So that is a good tip. We do want to clean the stamp fairly quickly. You don't want it to dry.
That's the wonderful thing about having rubber stamps. I mean, I've been stamping now. We won't go into that.
How long?
But yeah, long enough. And the thing is, that's nice about rubber stamps is that they really hold up to just about anything and everything.
Exactly. Super durable.
So that's our first challenge. And I think I met it.
You did. I made a couple projects with it. So you want to see some finished projects?
Of course.
Okay, so let's see. This is the card I made with the rainbow. So check it out.
That's
I mean, you don't have to do anything to it, right? All I did was add a tiny little sentiment, and I put a little bit of our rainbow bling in the bottom because I thought, it's all about the rainbow. So super cute. I mean, that card, you don't need nothing extra for that. And then I actually did one with your little splotchy guy, too.
There you go.
Here's this guy, right?
That was fun.
So all I did was just cut a little gap in between the panel. Otherwise, I left it pretty much as is. And then I put this cute little die set, which is one of our fun die sets that has a couple different words on it. So I just popped it.
And is that the black licorice? Is that licorice sparkle?
Yes, and then that's black licorice. Look at you. So yeah, I did a little bit of black licorice sparkle at a time with the sentiment. So really, after that, it was just, these cards make themselves. I love that about it. All right, cool.
All right.
Okay, so I just say I have 3 challenges. We're going to do one more before we take a little short break, and I think we're going to go check up later and see what Nicole and Reagan were up to.
Right.
But challenge number 2, ready?
Yes.
Woo! Okay, so what I did was I took some of our embossing folders, and we each have one actually, one of the rainbow embossing folders. So I'm actually gonna do my technique probably first real quick maybe, and then I'll see how you can kind of like step it up. Does that sound fun?
Yes.
All right, so if you want to pass that lemon drop liquid color, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my bloom palette.
I'll pull this off for now.
Oh yeah, maybe we don't need that right this second. So I'm just pouring a little bit of our lemon drop out into our little bloom palette here. These things are the cutest ever though.
They're fun.
They're so cute. And then I'm just going to grab my paintbrush. And I have two choices on the embossing folder. I tend to like to brush it on the side with the logo. That just gives me like a little extra little hint on what side to do it. You could do either, but each are going to have different looks, of course. So all I'm doing is I'm taking our liquid color, and I'm just like painting it on. I'm not adding water to this necessarily. I could kind of spritz my card panel if I wanted, but I think I'm just going to go for it like straight up.
But I think this will allow it so that it'll puddle better. Puddles, see? And,
puddles. A lot of people are typing puddles
I know,
right now.
yeah. No, rainbow. And so the thing is that then I think you'll get more intense color, and I think that's what you want.
So I'm going to just pop this in there, and I'm going to run it through our cute little Platinum 6 here so we can have the like aha moment, right? So the sandwich, of course, is on your plate, but you just put the folder down first, a little rubber mat on top, and one cutting mat. I'll just roll it through. Dink-a-dink-a-doo. You have to say that. Dink-a-dink-a-doo.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. I didn't get that rule.
I think you're going to emboss yours in a minute, too, but let's see what the yellow does. I think it'll be really pretty. Ooh.
No, it is nice.
So, obviously, the embossing folder is adorable plain, but the color just adds so much wow factor to it. And our liquid color does dry slightly lighter. So, just to show you guys, I wanted to show you one that I did earlier. So, you can see that this actually has a little bit better coverage. I wonder if I added water when I first did it.
Maybe you did, but you know, it's good to show both ways.
Yeah. So, it's upside down.
There you go.
So, yeah. So, this is just adding liquid color on the folder, just on the one side, and super fun.
Nope.
I love how it just adds that pop of color. And actually, I'm going to show the card I made just for funsies, and then we'll move on to Robin's project. But isn't this guy fun? Doesn't need much. Again, use that same little sunshine die we had earlier.
Oh, okay.
And our cute little sentiment, our little mini letterboards. Love that guy. Obviously, we're going to be using it a lot.
Yes, no, but they're great. I mean, you can't go wrong with those.
Super fun. So, now you've got your embossing folder.
Right.
Let's see what you're going to come up with.
So,
I can't wait.
So, I am going, instead of adding ink to the embossing folder, I'm going to be inky on the paper, and then we're going to emboss it. So, now I'm going back to the, let's see, we're going to use the Watermelon, Lavender Fusion, and Cool Pool. And it's funny for anybody who follows, you know, I'm one of the things that I do is I'm a product manager for Jane Davenport, and these are like her favorite colors. And when I was making some of the samples, they're like, "Oh, you're really going with Jane." So what we're gonna do?
She's got all the mermaid stuff.
She
you guys
does.
Have seen it online. It's adorable.
So we're just gonna scribble some colors.
Ooh, you're getting crazy, girl.
Yeah, you got it. There's no rules in ink. Well, there's a few, but not enough for me to worry about. All right, and I am going to mist this with water because I do want to have, you know, some different intensities for the blending. And then what I'm using is watercolor paper, which FSJ calls splash sheets. Yeah. And the reason I did that is that it handles the water and it kind of dances a little more on the paper. So one of the other, so one of the things that I am doing is I'm also wetting the paper so it'll give a little more glide to the sheet. So real technical, what I'm going to do, it's the smush technique. Ooh. Just smush, smush. And so, you know, everything is different. You never know what you're going to get. I can come back again and
do more.
I can take this and I can even just dab some color.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of get, see how you have some different generations of that. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to let that dry, and we're just going to quick clean this off. And so, you know, the magic of television, so to speak. I'm going to use a heat tool to dry that, but I have some other ones that I've done. So let's just move this off.
All right.
And
So these are ones you did like last night, earlier today.
And so here's some different ones I did, and you just never know what you're going to get.
Pretty.
On ones like this, what I did is I kind of went back over it again. Maybe it was a little more intense.
It almost looks like 2 layers. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, I just let the water, the puddles of water, keep saying puddles, and how I just let the little rivulets. Oh, that was my big word of the day.
Rivulets.
So now what I'm going to do, which one? You think this is a good one? Yeah, let's do this.
I love that one.
So what we're going to do is just put this in.
So the idea is dry first and then emboss. Okay.
So you can do a ton of these, all different things, and then you can run them through all your different embossing folder designs.
Yeah, there's so many pretty ones. Spellbinders has so many pretty ones too.
Yes.
Between the 2 brands, we're all set. Oops.
The wrong way. There we go. All right. So run that through.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it.
All right.
I love when you're doing inky stuff out. Everyone is different.
Yes, and that's
like
what's
exciting.
great. So you can see, but
so
there's more.
Ooh.
So I'm going to take another little sanding block, and this is one of the things you can do. You can come in.
Cool.
So see how the design comes through even more?
And I think because the splash sheet is so sturdy, that's totally a great technique for this.
It really is.
I love it. Man, that design really pops out when you
Look
do
at that.
Look
that
at
great?
that.
I just love it.
It actually kind of reminds me of like the night sky or something.
Yeah, no, that's
so
true. That's
cool.
true. So just imagine with all the other different designs and colors what you can do to make this like something special.
Awesome.
It really is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's check out a quick project that I created with one that Robin did a few days ago. See, few different colors, which I love. Kind of like version A, version B. And again, this one, I used one of our little glitter stickers. Didn't need much, and our little cinnamon on there. So cute.
A lot of fun. A lot of inky fun.
Ooh,
exactly.
Okay. High five for embossing challenge number 2. Yes. So before we do challenge number 3, it's going to take us just a second to set up, because this is the best one.
Yeah, this is the best one. Yeah. So back to my
Can't wait to share it with you. But in the meantime, we maybe want to check out what Reagan and Nicole ended up doing with those cookies. Those cookies. Oh my gosh. I want a cookie.
I want a cookie too. Yeah.
Let's check it out.
Hey guys, here we are. It's a day later. Our cookies are baked and they're all boxed up and ready to head to the fire station. So away we go.
Reagan, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Come on.
I want to show you what they are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they turned out so good. And then I have 2, right?
Yeah, and we got You Are My Hero. And thank you for your
service. Awesome. All right, well, let's get in the car and head out, okay?
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, we're on our way. Are you ready? So, do you know what you're going to say to the firefighters?
Thank you for helping our world.
Our world, that's great. Okay, I better focus on my driving. We'll be there soon.
Bye. Yeah, I'm heading in.
Okay. Whoa. It's hot today, isn't it? All right, let's do it. All right, so we just finished our delivery, right?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Good.
Were they happy?
Yeah.
How many were there, did they say?
Well, there was one person there, and then he said there's 3 more other people, so that means there's 4.
So that was perfect. How many boxes did we bring?
4.
Perfection. All right, should we do this again in a couple weeks?
Yeah. They just had to go back in the fire truck, and now they're leaving, and we got there before they left, so we gave them cookies, and then they left.
Just in time, right?
Yeah.
They're out to serve our community.
That was so cute.
Yes, that was adorable. I love that.
Adorable.
I really love that she's getting the understanding of service and sharing.
So cute. We're going to have to hear the rest of the story from Nicole to see like what went on behind the scenes that she didn't capture on her phone.
Right, exactly.
That'll be super fun. Okay, so we've got challenge number 3. Let's see what challenge number 3 is. See if Rory's got a slide for us. Ooh.
Yeah, fire station visit.
Okay, got
That's
that.
right.
Check.
Did that.
Let's see what challenge number 3 is. Ooh, double bubble. Can you tell we're excited about this one? We're like,
This one's a fun one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we decided that since we have this brand new stamp set, which we really haven't even shown yet. It's got the whole little laundry line. Let me just show the stamp set just for funsies, just kind of kick us off. So we've got this one called Loads of Love, right? So it's got all the fun little wash line and the cute little things you do on the washboard. Like, who knows what that even is nowadays, but I know what it is, and I think Robin knows what it is.
Yeah, not that I've done it, but...
And the bucket, that's just so super cute, super old-fashioned. It's got some great sentiments on it. So this is kind of what inspired this challenge for me. So I thought, you know what? It's been a while since I've done kind of any kind of bubbly techniques. So kind of brought it back to life, and I did one version, and then, of course, this one over here stepped it up to the max. So let's check out my version first. It's really simple, super fun. I've got our media tray right here, which is, pretty shallow, so I've just got a wee bit of water in, basically just enough to cover the bottom of it. Ooh, yeah, you can see it there. I've got a straw, and I've got our beach ball liquid color, and I've got the magic ingredient, which is, ta-da, soap.
Dish soap, yep.
And I actually did laugh about this. I'm like, this dish soap is called Mediterranean lavender. I'm like, oh.
They really, it's a nice scent, though.
Does that make it better than
I don't know. We're going
French
with it.
lavender?
Yeah.
What's the deal with these soap things? Okay, so then I put some dish soap in here and
just a squirt, good squirt.
Good squirt, a good swirly, a good whatever. And then I'm going to kind of shake up my beach ball to make sure all the little fun metallic-y stuff's mixed in. And I'm going to dump, it's going to be so pretty already when I dump it in. But I'm just going to dump a decent amount, not tons and tons, but
this is the
enough
perfect
to kind of color it, right?
This is the perfect kind of project, again, if you come to get together with a bunch of friends and you do a bunch of colors, as you'll see with what I'm doing, and you just do a ton of samples.
Right, because obviously once you got the mix and you got the ink in there and everything, you don't only want to do one project. So.
Definitely cut up a lot of paper.
Okay, so this is going to be the funny part, because here we go. We're going to get ready. I have to really learn that I'm not going to suck in to this straw, but I'm going to, after I mix it up, start blowing into my solution. I'm going to get, you guessed it, bubbles. Just a little bit messy, so see my fun little bubbles?
You want me to be
your
go
for it,
bubble
Robbie. You be my
so
assistant.
you dip in, and so first there's just some subtle, but just we're going to keep building.
Keep going. And we got big bubbles and small bubbles.
So see how you're starting to get a
bubbles.
little more? Remember your other trick you learned?
I think, what was my trick? Oh, if I do it down a little straighter and I blow,
it gets smaller bubbles.
It gets smaller bubbles.
This works best, keep going, this works best with the silks because there's kind of like more of a paint base to it, and it just tends to grab and get good color, more opaque. At least that's what I've found when I was playing with this.
And really for the bubbles, I think the idea is really just kind of layering up there. Ooh, it's really starting to be cute. Let's do one more and then we'll see.
Got some big bubbles going.
I know. So this technique with the tray, I think that's kind of the difference between what we're going to see Robin do in just a minute. It gets bigger bubbles, so it kind of gives you this really soft, dreamy look, which, of course, I absolutely love. But let's check out what Robin's going to do. I'm going to move my tray over just a wee bit. And, of course, I'll show you some projects we did with this darling background in a minute.
So now
This is a little bit messy. I got a little bit of blue around, but it's not too bad. I thought it was going to be worse when I first came up with this idea.
So this is not like beer pong or anything.
Let's see what you got. What?
No,
This is like beer pong.
No, it's not, because you see the red cups, right? So what I did is I put water in maybe just short of a third of the way, maybe to about here. Around here. There we go.
Okay.
Then just squirt of
got your dish soap
the
already
dish
in there?
soap,
Okay.
and I've got colors in the other two, and just blurp in.
Pretty.
Okay. So now...
This is like witch's brew.
Yes, it is. So, you should have seen I had like, when I made samples, I had like 5 colors. So, this works. You can put this in hand.
Oh my gosh, look at those bubbles, you guys. That looks like the Ripper float to end all Ripper floats.
So now, I'm just going to go...
Oh,
Oop, I over-bubbled it.
Switch colors. Oh my gosh, look at that. That
It is kind of crazy.
Is so awesome. I love it.
And then just give this a stir.
Oh, don't
see,
suck in.
There's a reason I need my apron.
Don't suck in, Robin. You have a watermelon mouth.
Yes.
Is that watermelon?
No,
that's
it's cosmic grape.
Cosmic grape. Ooh.
So
yours actually makes better bubbles than mine.
yeah, you know, and the more that you add in of the silk, the more vibrant it is. But if you keep building on it, it's just, I can't tell you how many sheets that I did the one night. It was getting pretty, well, you saw it because I was saying it. But see how much fun you can have doing this? So you can make it as subtle or as crazy, outrageous. See, that one got a lot of color in there.
Love it.
So this was a lot of fun.
Look at them. Look how they come out, guys. It's so cool.
So
that's using 3 different colors.
That's just
of the
3
silk.
colors.
Right.
So
you could go crazy and do it.
Well, I did.
Let's see some other samples.
Yes. So, I mean, these were some of the other ones. So
these
this
are
is
dry ones.
There's some.
Look at it.
And then
so cute.
this one. That's like 5
I love
colors.
That.
And that's like 5 colors.
And
now
you kind of tended to like the amazing colors, right?
Yeah.
Like they really turned out vibrant.
Now this is one of the ones that we did last night with just the lovely blue.
Yeah,
but you see how bigger the bubbles are.
Yeah.
But then here it is with just doing the small bubbles.
Yeah,
so
that's way cool.
there's really a lot of different ways that you can do this. And
oh my gosh.
I just I would put one down, and then maybe what I would do is I would then hit another one, and I just kept going around and around and around until I had a lot of samples.
This one is just amazing, guys. Yeah. Wow. That's got some fantastic color.
A lot of fun.
Should we share a couple projects?
Please.
Okay, so first of all, speaking of our darling Loads of Love stamp set, which I think I'll just briefly get back over here real quick. We did do a couple cards with the bubbly background. So here's our first one. Look how cute. Do you want to read the sentiment?
So look at the great bubbles. Yes.
Hilarious.
I was going to throw in the towel, but then I remembered how much laundry I already have. That's a good one.
I love that one. That's a good one.
That's good.
Kind of love our little punny, quirky things right here. And here's another that actually has just a ton of the background. But look how different everyone is.
Great. Yep.
This one actually looks like, I can't remember if we had a tiny bit of cool pool. Maybe not, but it looks like it's a little bit different shade. But isn't that sweet with just a little quill? Like, how fun to send that to, some busy mama who's just in those years of, oh my gosh, I don't know how many loads of laundry.
Well, your daughter's going to learn now that she's on number 2, right? So you should maybe send one of these to her.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, so cute. And then let's show one that's got your fun bubble background. Check this guy out.
Yeah, I love the way that turned out.
So much fun. So that, again, super simple. We just did this stamp on a little diagonal, and that is kind of popped up. Can you kind of see how we popped it up with foam squares there? Darling, darling. And then we've got a couple little sequins, and that just finishes it off.
All the bubbles, and one of the questions that we got in is all the bubbles were done actually on whipped cream cardstock.
Oh, okay, yeah. Someone was asking if it was watercolor paper or not.
Yeah, no. These are all I did all on whipped cream cardstock. The only one we did
with watercolor paper, I think, was that first little
the embossing folder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where the card
so no, this is all whipped. This is all whipped cream cardstock.
So fun.
Yep. So
easy.
I love it.
Super awesome.
Yeah, it's very contagious. You're going to just want to keep making it and going, oh, I wonder what this color combination is. I wonder what that color combination is.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It really is. I've loved working on this because I love the real vivid, bright colors. And I mean, what a perfect time for going into spring and then summer. So you're good to go. Exactly.
Okay, awesome. So we are going to have a little bundle to share with you, but I want to show one more card because this does have one of the little items in the bundle. And this one's got an embossing folder in the back. Not quite the same technique you did, but super cute way to add ink to your embossing folder back there. But look at our little market basket. Isn't that cute? It's almost like we've done washi tape here for the laundry. So it just almost looks like all the different variety of,
when it's all been
textures.
nicely folded.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow mine ends up staying in the dryer and then kind of going straight on my body sometimes from the dryer. Oh my gosh. And one more. This is actually one, speaking of Try Day Friday, and now we've got all these fun challenges. Cannot wait for some future Try Day Fridays. But this is one I think I'm going to do next Friday. So this is going to be a little teaser. I'm not really going to show everybody how we made it right now, but next Friday, tune in to our Try Day Friday, and I'm going to be recreating this card, and you'll figure out how we did it.
Definitely.
So, can't show that too much right now.
No. Everyone's like, how did she do that?
How did she do that? Okay, so before we show the bundle, though, we want you guys to play. So this is not just a challenge for Reagan and I. This is a challenge for all of you. So what I want you to do, we're going to tell you all the details later when we do the show wrap. But we want you to pick one of our techniques we did. Think about which one you really liked and you want to try, and you are going to have a chance to win a $250 prize pack, guys.
That's great.
Just for playing along with our challenge. So fun. So keep that in mind. Again, all the details in just a couple minutes, but let's get to the bundle because you want to share the bundle.
Definitely.
Go for
Bundle
it, Robin.
number 4, BD0508. It's the Loads of Love bundle. And as you can see, some of the cards that they just showed, different dies. It's a retail value of $51.75, but the show price is $44.46, which is a great deal for all of this. And like, look at all the little, it's got the little clothespins. It's
and the
got
little
the Loads
smile
of Love.
die, actually, I feel kind of bad because we didn't even show that. Now, that's showed a few different times in the catalog, and we had a project we did with it in our project kit. So if you got that, you've already been playing with the smile die, because we pre-cut one little die cut and we sent it to them. Aren't we a tease?
No, that's not right.
So now if they want the die, now it's in a bundle. So
No,
if you
that's
want
good.
that cute little smile die, now's your chance.
Definitely.
So super fun. So, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you so much, Robin.
Hey,
listen,
I think maybe what we should do is we should find out if there's at some point if anybody has an idea for a challenge for us to do.
Oh, totally.
We should do
Leave
that.
it in the comments, you guys. We'll call it the Kim and we'll come up with
a name.
Call it the Kim and Robin challenge right now. If you guys want to challenge us to play with any particular product, especially something fun and inky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be inky,
Do
but
it.
inky is good.
But in the meantime, thank you so
All
much,
right,
Robin.
thank you.
I think
All right,
that
thank
we're
you,
gonna
everybody.
Start wrapping up in just a minute. I think that I should bring in somebody to do a few little details, tell you about kind of what's going to wrap up the show here, how long all these bundles are going to be available, and of course we're going to have some prize winners too. So I think that we're going to have somebody come in. Do we have another? Wait, do we have one more? Oh, we have a sneak peek. Nicole's like, wait, you got something else you're supposed to do, Kim? I was ready to call Nicole back in here, which I am going to do. Get ready, Nicole. You're coming in. But I'm going to show you a little sneak peek for our next launch party, which I am super excited about. First of all, let's show the logo and let's show the name of what this new launch party is called. So cute. Yes, look at that. I just love it. Our next launch party is called Hello Summer. And just as Robin was just saying, as we quickly go from spring into summer, we have so many amazing new products to share with you. And this time it's going to be a Saturday show. So how fun is that? Once we just kind of locked in on the date for a Saturday show, June 22nd, we decided that since it is a Saturday and we have a little bit more time to play, the show is going to be even longer than normal. So we're going to be launching 2 different product lines during Hello Summer. This time we only did one called Easy Breezy Spring, but during the show we're going to launch 2 different product lines, and I have 2 sneak peeks to share with you. Do you guys want to see them? Oh my gosh. So the name of the very first collection that we're going to share is called Splash Zone. So what does that bring to mind? Let me grab my cards and I'll share my, kind of like dodging off here to grab them. The first one again is called Splash Zone, so you can right away think that it's going to be watery things and all kinds of fun stamp sets that reflect that type of mood and motion, which is of course very summery. And check out this very first card. Now this is not necessarily going to be the project card in the kit or anything, but just a little sneak peek to share with you some amazing new sets we have. Is that guy not gorgeous? Look at that whale, he's so beautiful. And again, this is kind of the embossing folder. In fact, it's sort of the technique that Robin just shared. It's got the edges a little sanded off right there. I love it. So this is one of the new stamp sets. I'm not even going to actually reveal the actual stamp set, just to give you a little tease of one of the projects we made with it. So that is the one that is going to be in the category of Splash Zone. So we have Splash Zone, that's going to be a whole project collection. And our second collection is called Starry Night. Do you guys remember seeing the logo? Kind of have the stars above and the waves below. Now you're getting it. Let's check out this project we made with some of our Starry Night stamp sets. Look at it, so much fun. So these little guys are called Critter Knots. I can hear Nicole laughing over there. She's like, oh my gosh, you're so excited. Kitties, yeah, and Miss Lynn is loving it too. So this is called Critter Knots. We've got a whole variety of critters that are floating around up in space, and they're having such a good time, and they are part of our Starry Night collection. So super excited. Save the date, June 22nd. It's actually, isn't June 21st the first day of summer? I think that's totally appropriate to have a Hello Summer launch party. So we're going to have lots of special guests, lots of videos, and like I said, it's going to be a longer show than this, even though this one has kind of gone over time. Oopsie. Sorry about that. Sometimes you can just have so much fun crafting, you just got to keep going. So now I actually am going to bring Nicole back in because she's going to give us some little wrap-up details. Hello, Miss Nicole.
Hello.
Yay! Do you like our sneak peek?
I loved them.
Isn't that cute?
Critter Nuts me up.
Critter Nuts!
They're
Yay!
so cute. And Lynn's over there going, kitties, kitties, kitties. So, yeah, it's super fun.
So she's going to wrap some
jump right
details,
into it.
and don't forget the giveaway winners. Woo!
Oh, I won't forget those. Okay, so first things first. Did not Kim do an amazing job today, and all of our presenters with Lynn and Robin and those fun techniques, and they're still sitting here, and it smells like dish soap here. It smells lovely. But it was so much fun to watch. I get to sit back there and kind of watch them do their thing, and it was a lot of fun. But I am here right now to just quickly recap the bundles, and then I'll bring Lynn in to do the last couple giveaways. So let's jump in. You've seen these before. This is just a quick recap. So bundle number 1, Touch the Sky bundle. Show price on that is $51.80. Should be familiar. Bundle number 2, this was the Kim and Megan demo. Oh my gosh, are they not doppelgangers or what? Spring in Paris bundle with that beautiful Spring in Paris double stamp set. Show price on this one is $53.85. And then we had Lynn's beautiful demo here featuring the House to Home show bundle with that House to Home trio and all those gorgeous paints. The show price on this one is $49.88. And then Robin and Kim just finished up with the Loads of Love bundle. This is bundle number 4, and the show price on that is $44.46. But wait, what? And I've already seen, some of you have already purchased this one. I've already seen it. What if you want it all? So we have the Want It All bundle. This is BD0511, and this includes each of the 4 bundles that you've seen here today. Total retail value on this is $244.80. And the show price is $179.99. But wait, there's more. So if you purchase the Want It All bundle, you are going to receive the Breezy Pinwheel die set. So in total, this is over a 30% savings to purchase this Want It All bundle versus the retail value on these items. I do have the Breezy Pinwheel die set here in front of me. Here it is. It is really good size. And it makes this little pinwheel. Look how fun. So that's a freebie for you for those of you that want to buy the Want It All bundle. So that is a nice little option, a nice little givey for you. So with that, I need to bring Lynn in so that we can identify our Puddles and Rainbow giveaway winners. Yes?
I have winners.
Did we have a lot of Puddles and Rainbows?
Oh, we had lots.
I bet.
Lots of commentary.
Awesome.
Commentary about the whole show.
Yes.
Yes, everyone loved every technique and all the kudos to everyone. So,
and we're going to want to see you try those and hang tight for just one more minute, and we'll tell you there's some sweet deal in for it. So,
yes.
All right. So the first bundle was the snow bundle, but that went to Margaret, I believe. And then the bundle number 2 was the Puddles.
The Puddles one,
featuring that retired stamp set.
Yes.
We literally just had a handful of these left in the warehouse, and so they're going to these.
And not just that stamp set and die set, but the other little goodies that go along with it.
All right, so who's the winner for that?
The winner of our Puddles gift pack is Sharon Van Osbury.
Sharon!
Yes,
Yay!
So congratulations to Sharon.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then we had the
have one more.
And the rainbows had those beautiful rainbow drops. I know everyone loves rainbow drops. Can't get enough of them.
That's a great gift pack.
Along with Magical Unicorn and some other super fun things. And that one, I think, had a retail value of over $100.
That was
It was like
a great
sweet deal. All right, who's the lucky winner?
All right, so our rainbow winner is Debbie Foster.
Debbie!
So congratulations to our winners, to all of our winners.
Yeah.
And, well, for everyone for participating. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
We love participation. Y'all were great.
So should we do one more giveaway?
Yeah, we're not done yet, right?
I know, we never are.
We never are. Because we realize that not everybody has the opportunity to watch this live.
Right.
So what we want to do is we want everyone to have, for those of you who are watching live, you have another chance.
Absolutely.
Right? To be able to win a prize as well. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and tell them about our next prize offering.
Okay, so how do you enter to win? I'll let you guys see there's a $250 value on this. What this prize pack is it's one of each of the ones we already gave away.
Oh my goodness.
So it's Snow, Puddles, and Rainbow. Those 3 bundles. Again, over a $250 value on that. So how do you win? You watch the launch party. Those of you watching now see it. Those of you watching on replay, seen it. you're going to look for this post on the Fun Stampers Journey Facebook page.
So it's going to be a separate post.
Yes.
With this particular logo.
Yep, look for that. And I haven't posted yet. I have to do that when I get off camera. So I haven't done it yet. But I will do it as soon as I'm done. So you're going to look for this post, and you're going to add a comment in this post about which technique you either tried or you will try. Now, Robin and Kim demoed a whole bunch of super fun challenges. You can use one of those or anything really.
Any of them, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be with the products. It could just be the technique that you learn, because we gave you so many things to be inspired by, but we want you to be able to try some of the techniques using some of the products you already have on hand as well.
Yeah.
So yes. So it's really important to emphasize that it's on this post. You need to make your commentary on this particular post, not on the YouTube page, not on a separate post, but this particular one to be eligible for this prize.
Absolutely. And if you post a photo, like if you try one of the techniques this weekend, maybe you try it tonight, maybe you're uber ambitious and you try it tonight, post a photo and show us what you did, what you tried, and you will get double entries for that.
Oh my goodness.
So really fun, because we want to see what you guys do.
So, and you have plenty of time to do this because this doesn't end until Tuesday
night
as
that's
well.
Right.
Now we're giving away one of these, right?
We're giving away 2.
Oh, I did. Two. That just popped up there. 2 of them. So 2 opportunities.
Absolutely.
And if you're really get your craft on, you have 2 chances on those 2.
Now they may say, well, what if I try 10 different techniques and I post 10 different photos? I think that's okay. Now you're asking me to do math. But that's a lot of entries. But that's good. I want you to create. I want you to have fun and
participation.
post.
This is a crafting event.
Yeah.
And if you're crafty enough to be able to try some challenges, we're gonna honor that.
We're gonna reward that for you for
yes.
that. So very good.
I'm excited for everyone.
I'm excited to see what folks do. So I think we've kind of come to the end. We have just a few more reminders. And then a quick thank you to throw out, of course. So first of all, let's bring in the reminders there, Roy. So new items and bundles are available now. Many of you have already been shopping. I've seen it. Featured products will also be on sale. So there's a handful of products that Lynn and Robin and such used, and those are going to also be on sale. Just find those in the Easy Breezy Spring category. Be on sale through Tuesday night. So don't wait to get your orders in over the weekend. And then again, back to those giveaway entries. Those are also good through Tuesday night. So we want to see what you do there. So here we are.
Here we are.
Cheers.
Don't drink it. Don't drink it.
Don't drink the water.
So from all of us here, we want to thank you so much for participating. We want to give a shout out to our Roy G. Bibb over there, Mr. Roy.
Thank you, Roy.
Making the magic happen. So there he is. There he is. Very good. He's like, woo! We made it through another show. So thanks everyone, and we will see you again in June. Bye.
We'll see you. Bye-bye.
That's where we get silly.
Where's our music?
There